Hi. Sorry. I mean, I feel like this is a common occurrence, right? It's like, I know. Let me make sure we're live here. I had to do a little restart. Everything went to, I mean, not curse and start. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome. I have a couple things to talk to you guys about. I gotta make sure we're looking good on the stream. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Good. We're gonna go over the Rudy Farias stuff. So I posted a video last night where a person goes by the name of Tiny, but she did a video back in 2019 and going off about this whole situation with Janie and kind of like exposing her and saying that she believed that Rudy was there and all this stuff. So she did a 2019 video and then she did a more recent one yesterday, which was interesting, and she went off. So we're going to watch those videos again, but then we're going to watch the new video with Grizzy. Grizzy interviewed her last night on the phone. And then I also got in contact with Tiny. She texted me back today. And so she's working now, but later on, I'm going to talk with her. And then I'm going to get her on video. And we're going to do some type of interview. There's like a lot to go over. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to pre-record it. There's a lot of things that I think it would be better to do a pre-recorded video. And I know people would love to see it live. But if I can, there's a lot of different reasons why I think it's better to pre-record it. Because there's things that we got to go over. I think there's pictures and stuff like that we got to go over. And I think it'll be more easier, and maybe it might make her feel more comfortable having more control versus not having any control. It's a live stream. But I'll see what she says later because I have to talk with her on the phone. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And I don't think that video with her is going to be today because, one, I don't have any notifications for like 8 hours now. The next notification is going to be 8 hours from now. So I'm thinking it's not going to be until tomorrow, I think. But I don't know. Oh, Lindo says Grizzy interviewed Rudy will be released soon. Oh, interesting. That should be really, really interesting. So a couple of things. First, let me just touch on I'm a little all over the place with this here. All right. The only thing I just wanted to touch on this article for anybody that hasn't seen this, it says here, this is from people.com. Authorities said investigators have contacted Adult Protective Services to ensure he has a method to recover, but based on Farias' interview with authorities, there was no report of abuse. This other one here, this article, in case you haven't seen it, there's some pictures of Janie. Janie's got a gun. It says here, Rudy Farias' mom seen on Harley Davidson. So some people were wondering if this picture was real. I had some comments about that. This is really her. This is Janie on a Harley. All right. Some people were questioning it. That's really her. With relatives she lied to for 8 years in old family photos. As her sister tells of the moment she first suspected her nephew's disappearance was a scam. So we can skip past all this stuff that we already know. Our exclusive images capture Santana as a bubbly blonde partygoer and leather-clad biker babe in the years before she fooled her family into thinking Rudy had vanished while allegedly hiding him in a suburban home. So the photos emerged as Santana's shaken sister Sylvia told the DailyMail.com of the moment she first suspected her younger sibling was pulling a massive scam. It was around 2016, a year after Santana reported Rudy missing to police. She and Santana received word that a boy closely resembling him had turned up at a hospital in California. We've covered this whole California thing multiple times, in depth. And I've showed the pictures. This is the whole Harley thing here, right there on the side. The mom of missing Rudy Farias, Janie Santana, is seen in an exclusive DailyMail.com images straddling her Harley Davidson in her mid-40s. Riding hard. There's another one. She's partying. Janie Santana is seen partying in her mid-30s, hitting the dance floor. Janie. Current Janie. The two women flew straight out to see the teenager, but soon realized it wasn't Rudy, who supposedly left home on March 6, 2015 to walk his dogs and never returned. Police say he came back the next day, but Santana maintained the lie that Rudy was missing until he was found last Thursday at a church. When I got to the boy's hospital bed, his family had already found him. I said, "Can I please look at his face just to make sure?" Sylvia said of the trip to California, "Rudy has a mole underneath his eyes, and that wasn't there. It broke my heart. That wasn't him." When Janie came out of the room, she seemed to be forcing tears. Oh, Lord. I'd call them crocodile tears. All of a sudden, she collapsed on the floor. Oh, my God. Ah! I was thinking, come on, this is so overly dramatic. This cannot be real. She was a darn good actor. They put her in a bed, and she stayed there for 2 more days, getting attention and sympathy from doctors. Bruh. LH, an exclusive photo they swiped out of the Facebook group, probably. Yeah, I honestly, everything, all the information, majority of the information that I've seen has come out of that Rudy Farias group 4 on Facebook. The news is getting their shit from there, too. So this woman collapses on the floor dramatically. All of a sudden, it's about her. This missing kid is found. Okay, his family. Oh, my God, this kid's in the hospital. The family's happy. They're cheering. All this ish. All right, kids over here laid out. Shit. Laid out. But no, it's about Janie. And Janie passing out. Oh. And now she's in the hospital for a couple of days because they got to take care of her now. It's all about her. Amazing. So here's another picture. Sylvia Sanchez on the left, together with her sister Janie Santana, in the years before she fooled her family into thinking Rudy had vanished. Janie. Just thought we'd take a look at these pictures in case anybody hasn't seen them. Another Janie picture. Secretive Janie Santana has largely dodged the cameras in her native Houston, Texas, since news of her 25-year-old miraculous reappearance was exposed this week as a sham. Janie. That's Sylvia. This is the mother, I think. Sylvia Sanchez with her late mother, Rosa. She died in 2020, May 2020, 85 years old. This is the house. That's the cop right there. And this is Farias, now 25, was just 13 when his big brother and best friend Charles Picture died in a tragic road accident in 2011. Oh. Yeah, this is the father. So this is the older brother, Charles, and then this is dad here. Cop that unalived himself. I called my siblings, my husband. I said something is not right. I did not want to be part of that anymore. That's when something clicked. In truth, Sylvia said she had never been especially close to Santana while growing up. She barely drank, while Santana loved to sip margaritas and liquor at parties. She loves to drink. She can get crazy and loud. I went out with her one time and she made me drink some hard liquor that finished me off for the night. I still don't drink now. Santana got into motorcycling through her former partner, John Rodriguez, a sheriff's deputy and law enforcement veteran of 23 years who died in 2007 at aged 49. This is the other guy, the other cop, Badge Bunny. She also got into serious money issues, including a string of foreclosures and bankruptcy. Along the way, she struggled with her weight, and her blonde hair turned silvery gray. Relations between Santana and Sylvia would reach rock bottom in the years that followed Rudy's disappearance as they fought a bitter legal feud over guardianship over Mother Rosa, who died May 2020. So we covered all that, the legal battle. We went over the documents. We did all that stuff. The mother of Rudy Farias is seen holding a birthday cake. Janie. Farias' older brother Charles. Picture together, family picture here. Janie Santana left, Sylvia top center, Linda top right. Okay. Front row, Pauline Sanchez, Joe Sanchez, and Gloria Sanchez from left to right. Okay. All right. Oh, this one, we should take a look at this too.
8 years, that's a freaking miracle.
Yeah, it is, and we're just, but he's not the same. He's
Really?
not. I mean, I love my baby, but he's just not my son. I last saw.
Yeah, he's a grown man now. He's not even a little boy no more.
Oh,
How old is he now?
25.
Grizzy on the Daily Mail. Amazing.
25.
Yeah, but I noticed that there was people talking trash on your page.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go like this way.
The limping thing was interesting too that people pointed out. I was walking out with Mama, he's limping.
Are putting it all out there because my siblings are putting it all out there that I kept them in a basement, tied up, chained up.
You got a basement in your house?
No.
So now let me say this to you. An unchallenged lie resembles the truth.
¿Estás bien, Rudy?
Somebody bought mom's car from the other side.
So this right here, this looks like a sniper from Quanell.
Because my
And so I wonder, I guess Daily Mail scooped this off of Grizzy, because I haven't seen this clip before.
siblings.
So it looks like
Because my siblings are putting it all out there that I kept them in a basement, tied up, chained up.
You got a basement in your house?
No.
So now let me say this to you. An unchallenged lie resembles the truth.
have you guys seen this yet in the chat? Let me know if you guys seen this or not. Boom, boom, boom. We're just getting started. For the new people that just joined, by the way, if you could hit the like button, helps out with the algorithm. I am going to be talking with Tiny, I guess, tonight sometime. So look out for the video as well. When we watch the videos, the Tiny videos as well, I'm going to ask you guys whatever questions you have for Tiny, put it in the chat. I'm going to have somebody taking screenshots because I'm going to start working on a list for when I do talk with her. So whatever people want to know. But wait till we start watching the video.
¿Estás bien, Rudy?
An unchallenged lie resembles the truth.
No?
¿Estás bien, Rudy?
All siblings.
Well, I'm pretty sure they didn't just snatch it from Grizzy. I'm sure they reached out there and talked with her. That's how Daily Mail works. I don't think they just take people's... I'm not sure. I don't think they just take people's...
Because my siblings.
Isn't that interesting?
Because my siblings are putting it all out there that I kept them in a basement, tied up, chained up.
You got a basement in your house?
No.
So now let me say this to you. An unchallenged lie resembles the truth.
¿Estás bien, Rudy?
Somebody bought mom's car from the other side of the hotel to this side, and here they are loading up. What we didn't know, because we didn't see mom, she jumps on the driver's side and takes off. This is somebody else that he knows.
¿Estás bien, Rudy? ¿Te encuentras bien, Rudy? ¿Estás contento de que estás fuera? Are you happy that you're outside? You feel better?
So I thought that was an interesting clip to watch because I've seen most of that except this part.
Revealing moments here in Humble.
Oh, they forwarded to another video. So she fought to have Rosa move into her home, claiming that her living conditions with Santana were filthy and degrading. According to the complaint lodged in Harris County, Santana residence was not clean and habitable. What? I don't know why that word is so weird to me. Habitable residence for the proposed ward. Rosa adding that the home had animal urine and feces. So we covered all this stuff. We don't need to keep rehashing. We don't need to rehash the same stuff over and over and over. Let's see. So we did the petition stuff. We know about the urine on the couch. Sylvia's petition noted that Santana previously had filed for bankruptcy and she was convicted of disorderly conduct over the illegal discharge of a firearm in 1994 under her name then, Janie Uristi. Court records confirm Santana was indeed handed 9 months probation and fined $100 for the offense. Churchgoing Sylvia would eventually win the right to have beloved Sanchez matriarch Rosa spend her final months living with her in Katy, Houston. Photo obtained exclusively by Daily Mail reveals how she and her 4 other siblings put aside their differences with Santana for a 2020 memorial dinner. That's the last time she and Santana spoke. Sylvia told the Daily Mail she believes Rudy's alleged claims of being held as a slave and abused by his mom are genuine. Myself and a lot of people went out looking for Rudy. We put up posters all around town from corner to corner. I stood by Janie, truly believed her. Nah, I believe everything Rudy says about her 100%. I'm shocked. I'm without words. The police have to do something. All right. This, I'm not going to play now.
We couldn't talk to Rudy.
I'll play it at the end if people haven't seen that, but let's keep moving with this stuff. So we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. We're going to rewatch this one. We're going to rewatch this one. And then we're going to listen to Grizzy's interview with Tiny from last night. And then also I got in contact with Tiny as well. So I'm going to talk with Tiny tonight after she gets out of work. And so while we're watching these videos, I mean, you might have to wait before asking questions because maybe things get answered along the way. But at some point, if you have questions that you want me to ask that you're wondering, you can ask in the chat. And I'll have people taking screenshots so I can get what you guys want to know too. But I actually have quite a bit to go over with her. In the brief text messages that I was talking with her, there's a lot. And so I'm thinking, like I said earlier, I'm going to do a pre-recorded so I can give you guys a visual and stuff like that. So,
Hey, Tiny. I am a real...
Let me fix the audio. And I saw somebody in the comment section complaining about her being vulgar or cursing or whatever. I don't know. People just... Everybody's upset about cursing or something still. I don't know what to tell you, you know? I mean, people are upset with me when I curse too. I'm not sure exactly what to tell you.
Fucking person. So I thought I would make a video so that
So this is the 2019 video. And for people that don't know or wondering, who is Tiny? Who is Maria? Tiny is someone who knew Janie and suspected that Janie and Rudy had Rudy. So this was in 2019. This is before all this stuff blew up. This was a video from back then. She was already on this. Like, this is bullshit. Janie's bullshit. Oh, sorry for the people that, you know. And so this is why this is interesting. And then she made a video yesterday.
AKA Tiny. I am a real fucking person. So I thought I would make a video so that everybody knows what the hell we are all talking about and have been dealing with for the last 4 years. Unfortunately for some of us, we got sucked into this fucking web of lies that Janie Santana, also known as Alexis, also known as, I don't know what the fuck her name is today, Bella, Christina, she's probably Ron Harris as well. I have no idea. You guys figure it out for yourselves or do your own investigation.
And I saw a post somewhere on Facebook. I can't remember. A friend sent me the screenshot. They said that, okay, we know that Janie has all these different accounts. Women, men. I even heard this woman has transgender catfishing accounts. She got transgender accounts and shit. I'm like, damn.
If you don't believe me. Long story short, we all met Janie when she claimed that her son was missing. I do believe that at some time he was missing. However, since then, I believe that he has been found and that she knows exactly where he is at. I also believe that she has been hiding this fact from everybody because she still used this as a ploy to scam people and bullshit people and get people to feel sympathy for her and empathy, which we fell into that trap. So I am kicking myself in the ass. But with that being said, I want everybody to know that she is a fucking liar. I have told her myself. I have confronted her. I have messages from her. And I have screenshots. So if anybody wants to see them, please feel free to call me.
And that's the whole thing where she's saying she has all these bits of information. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I actually want to go over this stuff. And so that's why I'm like, if I pre-record it, it'll just be easier and organized if I can get that for you.
If she has a problem with this video, she has my phone number, she knows where I live, and she can personally contact me, which I've given her that option as well. And she has not responded because she knows that she has been busted. Second of all, Bella, let's get to Bella. Bella on October 29th was supposedly kidnapped from her home, beaten, left half to death, found after several weeks, put in a coma, and all of a sudden, although she could not respond to anybody or be on Facebook or anything up until 2 weeks ago when Christina came up missing, which I'll come back to that in a second. All of a sudden, she has fucking bounced back and she remembers everybody and she's just so happy and she's fully well. Another reason I would say, if Bella is fucking real and if this really happened, show us proof. I want a video of Bella, not no goddamn fucking Facebook message.
And I'm so glad, like, this lady's, because you know what I'm saying? It really gets, I can imagine how frustrating it's got to be for some people. Some people, they just go along with this bullshit forever. Even when this whole story came out and people were showing, like, okay, this chick is crazy, Janie. So people, well, no, maybe, I'm not sure. People still questioning, like, oh, no, maybe she's legit or whatever, Janie. Some people, it takes forever to catch on. You'll be swindled for the rest of your life. And then you have people like this, are like, yo, this is bullshit.
That you're typing yourself. I want to see proof that she was in the hospital and in this coma and beaten to death, so that everybody else can see what I'm talking about. All your fucking lie after lie after lie after lie. Thirdly, let's get back to Christina Jacks. Christina Jacks supposedly
Another fake account
was coming to see Bella.
I think, all right?
Well,
I think that's another fake account.
Guess what? Oh my God, Christina, her crazy ex-boyfriend followed her from Phoenix, beat her half to death. Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, he poisoned her. Is that right, JD? I get mixed up with all your fucking lies. He poisoned her, left her for dead in her hotel, and here comes Janie to the rescue with her fake make-believe Ron Harris that rescued her, yet this is your friend, and you send her by ambulance to the hospital. Then nobody can get a hold of her. Her crazy ex-boyfriend stole her phone, and she's been out of the loop for a while. But since I called her out on this with Bella, with Christina, with Ron, all of a sudden Christina and Bella are back on. But if you guys notice, if anybody really fucking pays attention,
Oh, shit.
none of them are on at the same time. Maybe two people at one time, because Janie is in control of all these profiles, period. If I am wrong, please prove me fucking right. Please, if I am wrong, please.
And you got to understand, too, because I saw some people are like, most people are, they don't really, like, they're like, wow, they're shocked or whatever. But there was a few people like, why is she cursing? Why is she vulgar? Like, which to me, it's like I rolled my eyes. But at the same time, you got to put yourself back then in 2019. Just imagine you're one of the few people like, yo, this chick has Rudy. She's pulling this scale. You'd be fed up and sick of this shit. There's a kid that's reported missing, and you're like screaming, trying to get the top of your lungs, like he is with this woman, and nobody's listening. So what are you gonna be like? Oh yeah, hi, no, I'm just sending you guys a little. I don't know what these people too like. That are complaining, because somebody with the chase stream that I just did earlier, like, oh Mel, you're singing and I don't like that. I don't think I can watch any longer. So what exactly am I supposed to come on here just like monotone? Hi guys, welcome to the live stream, thanks for watching, hit like, all right, here's the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, this woman has been, like, back then I can imagine, completely frustrated and upset, and she's just gonna come on here. What do you expect? Like, oh yeah, hi, oh, okay, no, Ricky's missing. Yeah, she's the crazy person.
Please prove me wrong.
You know?
I want actual video footage of.
Go watch the news channels then. Go watch those robot AI automated channels that it's not a real person. Some API chat, whatever it's called. Somebody types in a script and the robot reads you, and that's all it is. There's no interaction. Go watch that shit then. Right?
Christina, actual video footage of Bella and Janie, all three at the same time. I guarantee you that will not happen, because she is a fucking liar. Also, I want to know where Rudy's at. Janie asked me to lie to a detective, which I've tried to call him a couple of times and tell him that she was in Chicago so that they would stop looking for her in regards to Rudy. I'm sorry, but if my son is missing, I would want to know where the fuck he is, and I would want everybody and their mama helping me try to find him. Why has she not looked for him no more? Why does she not share his flyer anymore? Why doesn't she comment about Rudy being missing anymore? Because she knows where he's at. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to contact me. I have no problem.
This is wild, bro. When you think about it, sorry, I don't know. Yeah, some water. When you think about it, we're just finding this all out now. We're like, wow, imagine being by yourself years ago, like screaming this shit out for the world. Like, yo, this woman is a schemer, a scammer, a liar. She has all these fake profiles, manipulating, using people, and people are just believing this woman because they don't know. And you're the only one like screaming this shit, saying it, and people maybe probably think you're crazy.
No issues saying what the hell I believe to be fact.
So,
yo, what's cracking?
what?
You know what it is. homeboy.
What's up? Okay, so now this is the more up to date video, and so now this is current. This was yesterday. Okay, she came out with this video, and she kind of gave more context and explained things. I posted this yesterday, and she explains how she got to know Janie. Maury, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. For the 50. Thank you, Mel, for the laughs and the place to just chill. Sing as loud as you want. LOL. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Maria. I go by Tiny because I'm very small in stature. I did this video in 2019 because I became friends with Janie on Facebook because I really believed at that time that Rudy was missing.
So she's talking about the previous video because some people were confused a little bit yesterday. This is the more current 2023, July 10th. This video's current.
After maybe a couple of years talking to her on Facebook, we ended up becoming friends, or so I thought. I had an agency, and I guess maybe because she thought that I had money, she really wanted to be my friend, and she asked me for all kinds of help, which I did help her because I really, again, believed that she had lost a son and that she was missing her son. With that being said, I gave her insurance. I helped her with her taxes. I did other things for her because, again, I had my agency. It's not because I had money. I was just blessed to have been able to open up my own agency for a little while. That's another story. It's still there. The office is still there. I recently found out that Janie created a DBA using my address, and she claimed that she had.
So the DBA thing, which I plan to ask her more about that later when I get to talk to her. But DBA means doing business as, and it says is when a person or corporation decides to do business under a name different than its legal name. So I guess, for example, like HANDCUFFS maybe or whatever. But she did a DBA using her address, I guess. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Appreciate the love. Cash Mata, thank you for the super chat. Says I can't trust people who don't swear. I love this woman. I like her personality too. I don't know. And again, that's what I'm saying. Maybe people didn't understand the context. In 2019, you know somebody's not actually missing. What would you be saying in a video? You're just gonna be like, you know. Nicole, thank you for the super chat. Says if you don't like what the channel talks about, then don't watch it. Some people just don't mesh well together. You can't follow Mel for doing him on his channel. I love your channel. Thank you. Yeah, we're just having fun with, especially with the chases. And Princess Chicken, thank you so much for the 2 months. Amazing. Mel, please sing and cuss all you want. Screw whoever don't like it.
Out that Janie created a DBA using my address.
That's crazy.
And she claimed that she had a financial business at my address. During the time that we were friends, or so-called friends, I was introduced to Bella via Facebook, as well as Christina Jax, Ron Harris, and several other people, because at this point...
And I want to know, too, who's this Ron Harris character that she was playing? Ron Harris. Okay.
I don't know who's real and who's not. That's why it's taken me a moment to come out and talk. I don't know who I can trust. I had somebody contact me saying they were Chris Cuomo, but then they wanted me to give them my login information for the IRS, supposedly so that they can verify my identity.
That's
like,
crazy.
I'm not that stupid.
Hell no.
I'm not the brightest, but I'm not that stupid either. Again, Janie thought that she can outsmart everybody and that she knew everything, and by her little BS stories going back and forth between Bella, Christina, and all these other people whom we thought were backing her up, she started creating so many different stories. Like I said in my previous video, she said that her sister Bella, which we all know now, there was never a Bella, it was always Janie, was at El Tiempo restaurant in Houston, Texas, and that she left and that nobody had heard from her since. Now, we were all supposed to meet Bella, so this is why this story took place. According to Janie, Bella got home, the neighbors heard her screaming or arguing with somebody, but there was no sign of Bella. Now, Janie went to go look for her because Janie's a hero. Yep. She wears all kinds of capes and hats and everything else. Bitch is crazy. Janie said that Bella's ex-boyfriend had taken Bella This would have been around October 29th, 2019, 20. I don't remember. It's been so, I've been trying for years to get somebody to listen. Long story short, she claimed that Bella had been found about a month later in a ditch, that somebody had beaten her almost to death, and that she was in a coma. We asked if we could see Bella because we all genuinely believed that there was a Bella and that maybe something had happened to her. We're wondering why all these crazy things are happening around Janie. So we asked if we could see Bella. Janie said that we could not go visit Bella in the hospital because Bella had been in a coma, and when she woke up from her coma, she didn't even recognize Janie, and she was freaking out. So the doctors thought that it would be best if nobody visited her. Okay. So she claimed that it was a Christmas miracle, even though Bella was in a coma. She was in and out of it. Bella wakes up, and Bella is alert. And Christina Jax, another fake profile that Janie created, was going to fly in from Arizona so that we can all go visit Bella in the hospital, because here we are still being so stupid and misled by Janie, thinking that Bella is in the hospital. Well, when this happened, Christina ends up missing. Somebody kicked in her hotel room door, and Janie went over there with the supposedly Ron Harris, a cop friend of hers, as she said, and they were able to trace her and find her, and she had been drugged, and he had stolen her phone. And then Christina gets mad at all of us because we were concerned about her and told us to stay the fuck out of her life, blah, 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 all these different things. So when I started thinking about all these different things that are happening, I started realizing that the only common denominator here is Janie. Janie's the only one backing up Janie's stories. Bella is backing up Janie's story. Christina is backing up Janie's story. Ron was backing up. But then I realized that none of them were on air whenever she was. And I started to realize that the way that she wrote and everything else, in every single post from Bella, from Christina, was praising Janie. Like they didn't have a freaking life at all. Period. So I started to put two and two together. Then Janie shows up at my house, and she gives me a detective's card and says that this detective is harassing her. Again, we were still thinking, I don't know what I was thinking at this point. I wanted to believe her because she's a very good liar. She's very convincing. She will cry to you, make you think that everybody's just out to get her. And here, this poor lady already lost one son. Her other son is missing, and people are attacking her or accusing her of having her son. So she asked me if I would like, wait, let me back up a minute. She had asked me, because I'm from Chicago, what was the area codes to Chicago? And I told her 312 or 773. Then she ends up calling me from a Chicago number, and she asks me, hey, I'm right here by your house. Can I stop by? Blah, blah, blah. What's your address? Me, dummy, I give her my address. She shows up at my house. I am in total shock because she looks nothing like her profile pictures or anything like that. You know, from what we've seen, everything has been like over the phone or Facebook or whatever. And she's always lying about her appearance. Or, according to Bella, there were times that we were supposed to meet, but Janie.
Hoke said, how long was this lady fooled though? I don't know. So that's one of the, I am going to ask her exactly when. I know. Yeah, I want to know exactly when. I know this video, the first video is from 2019. I'm going to try to get a little more background on that. By the way, people are telling me that Grizzy released the interview with Rudy. So we're going to listen to it after we get through what we're going through. She released part one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screenshot and I'll play the audio when we get to it. The whole thing is blurred. Like she blurred his face, I guess, for privacy. But like I said, if you want to actually, like, you know, go to her page to see the exclusives, we're going to listen to the interview she did with Tiny, and then we'll listen in on this that she posted. But yeah, so we'll get to that as well, which is interesting. I'm curious to see what Rudy has to say. Very, very curious. I don't even know if maybe we should jump to Rudy first after this video, because we're almost done with this video, and then watch the other interview. I mean, we'll see whatever you guys want to do
He was in
first.
the hospital with meningitis. I think she had meningitis about 3 or 4 times. I've forgotten. She broke her wrist. She broke her foot. She just so many different lie after lie after lie. Long story. She gives me this detective's card and asked me to call the detective and tell the detective that I was living in her house and that she was working in Chicago. I said, why would you want to do that if this detective is trying to help you find your son? She claimed that detective was harassing her. And she was just trying to get away from all this because she was having a nervous breakdown.
Jump through, Rudy.
So at that moment, that night, I said, okay, but then I'm talking with everybody in my household about it. And they're like, no, you don't do that. She's crazy. She's up to something. She's no good. You need to call that detective and tell him. So I do. I called the detective about 3 or 4 times. We played phone tag. We did talk. And I told him everything that I just told you guys. He said he was going to investigate. I gave him all the names of the profiles, everything, and then I never heard anything.
Which I was wondering too if that detective is that really the real detective's contact, or was that like some fake person? I was wondering about. I saw somebody comment about that.
Let's fast forward to June 21st. Janie sends me a message and she comments on my Facebook looking for insurance. She says they're willing to pay $200. I had no clue what was going on yet. Then they find Rudy. And I said to myself, she's up to something. She's planning something, because why is she all of a sudden reaching out to me? So Rudy's found. I reached out to Grizzy. Grizzy says she does not call people. That's what her response was to me, because I sent her a message. I reached out to Channel 13. My friend is married to one of the anchors on there. And he had somebody from Channel 13 reach out to me. They called me once, and the lady was real busy. You know, they're following all these stupid leads that they think they're getting something out of whatever. So, no, again, nobody's listened. I called the missing persons detective line the day that Rudy was found. I spoke to somebody there. They told me that because of the 4th of July holiday, they were not in, and that they would have somebody contact me. I am still waiting. It's been over a week. I am still waiting. I have sent messages. I have done what I think I could do, but nobody ever listened. She conned everybody. She conned me. And more than anything, I don't know what to think about the whole Rudy situation. I do believe that she did something to him mentally to where he's not in his right state of mind. I just want her to really be investigated. There are a few other things that I want to say, but I won't say them on here because I don't know who she's associated with. I don't know what, if anything, she is capable of at this point. And Janie, if you're watching this, I ain't scared of you. I am not fucking scared of you. I just don't trust you or anybody around you. If anybody really wants to talk to me and listen to some other things that I have to say, anybody from law enforcement or from the news, I have a lot more things to say. Please, somebody reach out to me. I don't want a Facebook message. I don't want a text. I want a real person that I can talk to.
Okay. So yeah, I'm supposed to be talking to her later, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to talk with her on the phone first, and then we'll figure out about recording stuff. Okay, so let's jump to Rudy. Let's see. Everybody wants to see the interview that Grizzy did. And the video, it's they blur him out completely. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. So she released part 1, which this is pretty big. This is really the first interview. The news doesn't even have this. Okay. Let's see if we can
I might be able to get it. Oh, you
When that door's open, it looks good. How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
Just a little sick, you know. I think I just kind of got a cold or something. But other than that, I'm good. Happy here.
Well, we probably need you to talk really loud, just because it's phones.
Yeah, I understand. It's just, it's a little struggle. My throat's kind of sore.
I understand. Oh, actually, it's not a bad idea. Hold on.
Rudy, how are you 25?
What is it? 26. That's about my age and dates and times. So sometimes it's a little hard for me to keep track, especially if I don't have phones or anything, you know, it's a little difficult.
You know, if we keep the door a little open, it's helpful with the light. That could work if you want to hold this right there. Are you shocked with how much attention this has gotten?
It's a lot of attention. It kind of gets me overwhelmed, you know. But other than that, you know, I just try to stay positive, you know, just try to keep my mentality straight and honest and true and just spread positivity and kindness, you know.
So, the world thought you were missing for 8 years. Where were you? Where have you been?
Just at home. Just stuck at home, you know. If somebody would come over, my mom would just tell me stay in the room, you know. Keep the door locked, don't let them in, don't make any sounds, don't do anything, you know.
Tell us about what it was like living there. Were you allowed to leave the room? Was she holding you there against your will?
She never, like, locked me in or, you know, like, handcuffed me or anything like that. You know, I had free will.
So he said, wow. So, like I said, the video, it's mostly, you know, if you want to see her stuff, go to her page. I'm just mostly playing the audio, but it's just blurred. But I am a little, like...
Sounds, don't do anything, you know.
Tell us about what it was like living there. Were you allowed to leave the room? Was she holding you there against your will?
She never, like, locked me in or, you know, like, handcuffed me or anything like that. You know, I had free will to leave. It's just...
Which in the other interview we're going to watch, I'm sorry to interrupt, but the other interview we're going to watch, I had heard that supposedly Janie had told Tiny or sent a picture or showed her a picture of supposedly Rudy handcuffed. I don't know. So we're going to have to watch that too.
It just felt like brainwashing, honestly. Like, it just kept confusing me, just the way, you know, she would manipulate me into saying, like, oh, you're gonna get arrested because you have a speeding ticket or something, like something minor, something innocent, and then it would just kind of escalate into just people just, sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
Just,
Take your time.
yeah, it just escalated from there, from, you know, just wanting to get away from home, just be free, live my own life, arguing all the time, and then we eventually just went into just, she locked me in there pretty much mentally, just that she was my only parent, she was the only person I really had besides my brother. So when I lost my brother, I didn't have anybody to teach me how to live, you know, how to have confidence or trust in myself or anything, you know, so I just depended on my mom all my life.
What had you been doing for those 8 years?
Just trying to study the best I can online, you know, understand how the world works, you know, understand different cultures, different religions, different everything, because my life, I just believe that we should stop putting labels on everything and just understand the communities and the prosperity and the growth and the positivity, because there's just too much fighting, there's too much anger, there's too much depression and mental health problems in the world. Yeah, we just need to spread more positivity, because all of it, everything around us, it's an algorithm that they control through the social media and through the colors and just everything. You know, like if you see something white, like a white wall or a white pillowcase or a white car driving around the place, you know, you'll just understand that, like, you're just trying to have a positive thought, and then you'll look at something white and get sidetracked, and you'll get distracted about stuff and things, and then you'll find stuff like a pink wall or something, or pink whatever, and then you'll just be reminded of, you know, somebody trying to help you, prosperity, you know, just somebody loving people. And red, people confuse that for anger or hate, and it's only anger or hate, these type of things, if you look at it that way, you know.
You know, police said a lot of times that you were 17 when this happened and you're an adult. You spoke a little bit about this, about some of the family trauma you've had growing up. Talk about the fact that although you're an adult, how difficult it was for you to be in this situation. And
I'm a little lost with the, I mean, if you want to look at stuff like, I don't know, like, I'm a little, I mean, I get the colors and all that stuff, but like, I don't know, it's just a weird timing for that, I guess.
Maybe not be able to get out of.
It felt like Stockholm Syndrome, honestly. Just held against my will mentally, not physically, just constantly, like she was bombarding me with negative thoughts. And like every time I come around her, she just makes me, it's like little triggers just pop up, and it's like if I'm trying to get away from my mom, I'll hear a random noise and it'll be like a little reminder in my head, like, don't do that, don't say this, or, you know, just little.
Hey, well, it's definitely verbal. You know, if you were wondering that, the whole nonverbal, the kid's definitely verbal.
Things like she's putting ideas or thoughts into my head whenever I'm just trying to, you know, just understand the world.
Do you think your mom took advantage of you?
Heavily.
How does that feel? I mean, I can't imagine. You said your mom's.
I was thinking that too, Harry Potter. I kind of thought about that too, the buzzword, a lot of that, but this is bizarre. I don't know. The
only person in your family you have. How was that you felt your own mom took advantage?
It's like I lived in prison. It's like I lived in a fucking jail my whole life. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to have my own job. I just wanted to live my life. I just wanted to just love somebody, you know, have somebody else who would actually love me, because I wasn't sure what love was. I struggled understanding my emotions. I don't know when I'm sad and that I'm sending out negative energy. I don't understand when I'm happy and sending out positive energy. The only way I was understanding how to communicate with people was online, and even then, you can't trust everything you see online, because half the time people are just making their own assumptions and spinning what they want, and I can't ever speak my truth because everybody wants to assume things.
Can you go into the brainwashing? What would she say to you? Would she say something would happen if you were to leave her home?
It wasn't that. It's just after I left, I started to understand that all of it's just an algorithm. It's literally all an algorithm. If you look at something black, you understand that they understand. If you look at something white, it'll confuse you when you're trying to go in a positive direction. If you look at something red, it'll remind you of love. If you look at green, it'll remind you of, you know, like grounding people that are there for you and stuff, you know?
Did you feel stuck? And
I mean, that sounds like some mushroom shit. I'm bro, I don't know. I'm a little confused. This is odd for sure. This is kind of like I don't really know what to think.
what was she doing exactly that kept you hidden?
It's just every time I would try to leave or, you know, try to do things for myself, like I want to go get my own money, I want to go work a different job, I want to do this and that, they would always just come right back around to just, don't do that, or it's bad, don't do that, you know. Like,
sounds like mama. That's what it sounds like. I don't know, bro. That's crazy. That sounds like mama kind of, I mean, I don't know.
the cops are gonna come out, they're gonna do this, they're gonna arrest you if you're driving the car without a license or this and that.
Yeah?
It's just like, oh, how do you expect me to get a license to drive a car if I can't even go out? All I do is work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and I get 65.
But I thought he couldn't work. I thought he said he wasn't working or he couldn't get a job or something. Is he or is he working with mama? I thought maybe he's talking about his mother's job that he's working with.
All I do is work 12-hour shifts 7 days a week and I get $60 fucking. Like,
maybe he's talking about working with his mom, I guess.
I don't understand how that's fucking fair.
Why do you think she wanted to keep you hidden?
I don't know. It all started just because I had a fucking speeding ticket. I went like 70 and 55 trying to go to work. And then when that all started, it's just like I wasn't able to have a life. I was starting to start working and growing and, you know, provide for myself. And then after that happened, I couldn't do it.
I think the question everyone has is why your mom would lie and say that you've been missing for 8 years. Did she ever tell you, or did you ever ask, Mom, why are we pretending that I'm missing?
And that's the thing, when it comes to the real small details like that, I don't remember. It's like it just blocks it out. Like she's blocking it out for me or something. It's like I just want to remember the facts. I just want to understand, you know, who I am and what I'm trying to do, and just try to live my life the way I want to, not how she wants me to.
Were you questioning your mom? Like, Mom, why am I doing this?
I would always ask her stuff like, when am I going to get a job? When am I going to have my own car? When am I going to be able to make my own decisions? When am I going to be able to just go out and be free? Like, why can't we just go to the fucking police station? Why can't I just get a lawyer? Why can't I just do that? And she's like, oh, you can't get a lawyer because it's too much money. We can't do that because it's too much money. Everything was always just money, 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 money. It's constantly fucking money.
If you had to guess why she was doing this, was she making money from you being missing, as far as you know?
I don't know. I think somebody at one point mentioned something about an original GoFundMe page. And then my mom wanted to say something about, like, one of my aunts or something was, like, stole all the sodas or some shit. But meanwhile, where's all the money that they raised, you know? Like, and where did that go to helping find me?
What the hell? Yo, well, good job, Grizzy, for putting that. If you want to watch the whole thing, go to her. I mean, that's what's out, but like, if you want to watch the video, because I just put the picture, you can go check out our channel or page on Facebook. Very, very confused and bewildered. That's part one. She's gonna release a part two. Because the thing is, I'm just like, it does. It really does. Somebody sent me a thing. It really does. The thing is, it's like, okay, I want to know. I mean, he doesn't owe us anything, but if he's willingly talking, did she hold you against your will? Were you forced? And it's like, he said he had free range, free will. But I guess he mentioned brainwashing, but like how would she brainwash you? Well, you can't drive without a license. It's like, what? I don't know. I'm gonna want to keep an open mind and give the benefit of the doubt, but it's this is very, very odd. Very, very odd. It sounds almost like that whole when you heard of things like mothers taking their relationships with their child like as a actual relation, like a boyfriend husband type of thing, just over like making the son the boyfriend or husband. But like, as I don't know, this is freaking odd, bro. I don't know. This is crazy. Somebody said this kid is way too rehearsed and articulate. Chaos, thank you for the 21-month membership. I'm starting to feel like I'm tripping on mushrooms myself right now. Thanks for keeping us updated. So we're gonna come back to this. I feel like we'll re-listen again. That's really interesting. Thank you, Grizzy, for putting that out. It sounded like there was more than one person there with her. I wonder if was there other media? Was that just like her friends there with her? Let's listen to last night, because Grizzy interviewed Tiny. I heard Tiny had some things to say about Janie, and I want to know about this handcuff thing. This video, you can't really see much either. I mean, it's Grizzy in the dark, and then like just talking to Tiny. Kind of, she's in her car. So we'll listen in.
Shocking stuff that she just told me. And I said, hey, mama.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes.
All right. So I got you on live video. Man, friend, it's your time. Now we got thousands of people that are going to listen to this. And it's your time, friend. Like, if you felt ignored, if I ignored you, people ignored you, if everybody, detectives ignored you, now's your time, friend. You got a lot of people watching this. Go ahead, sis.
Okay. Okay. So I like I was saying, and like I've said in my videos, I met Janie through Facebook. I sincerely felt for her because I thought that her son was missing. Long story short, we found out that was not true. I started hearing, she started making up a lot of lies and saying a bunch of different things, like the Bella instance where I said she was supposedly abducted from her house, which Bella was supposedly her sister. And then she said Christina was abducted from her hotel because Christina came to see Bella. Just a bunch of different things that started unfolding. She came to my house. She showed me a picture of Rudy in handcuffs, sitting on a bed.
See, this is the whole thing. This is what I mentioned. Tiny is saying that Janie showed her a picture of Rudy in handcuffs. What?
Different things, like the Bella instance where I said she was supposedly abducted from her house, which Bella was supposedly her sister. And then she said Christina was abducted from her hotel because Christina came to see Bella. Just a bunch of different things that started unfolding. She came to my house. She showed me a picture of Rudy in handcuffs, sitting on a bed, and said that somebody had sent her that picture and that she needed $10,000 to send to this person.
Wait, stop right there, sis. Stop right there. She showed you what?
A picture of Rudy with handcuffs sitting on a bed.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. Remember now, Janie was a security guard. Janie was a security guard, so she's going to have handcuffs.
Handcuffs.
My God.
Yes. She said that somebody had sent her that picture and that they were wanting $10,000 and that they told her not to contact law enforcement because they would kill him. Prior to that, she had asked me for the area codes to Chicago because that's where I'm from, and I gave her an area code. She calls my phone. This is when she showed me the picture. She says, hey, I'm here by your house. I'm not going to say where I live because I don't know who's listening. She says, and I wanted to see if I could stop by. And so I said yes, because at this time I was still believing that her son was missing, and I felt sorry for her. And she's just, you know, a sad lady with a sad story. So I let her come to my house. That's when she showed me that picture. She asked me to lie to the detective. A detective had went to her house and left a business card at her house saying that she needed to contact him. She said that this detective was harassing her and that if I could call that detective and tell to make her story more believable.
Wow.
As we've all seen that she does all these different little things to back up all her little lies.
Yeah. Ooh. My goodness.
So I called the detective the next day. I think I left a message, then he called me back. We went back and forth. I told him everything that I'm telling you about the fake profiles, about the fact that I thought she had Rudy, about the fact that she asked me to lie to him and to say that she was working in Chicago. He said he was going to investigate it. I never heard back from anybody. June 21st, she reached out to me looking for insurance, and we all figured out already that that's the day that Rudy took the car and wrecked it. So she was looking for insurance.
Right.
Insurance fraud right there.
Yes.
Then
I think we talked about that too. We had the post about her looking for insurance with this car thing. But I'll keep it going because I don't want to pause too much. But
fast forward, she's trying to message me, contact me, blah, blah, blah. I never responded to her because I said, she's crazy. I'm not trying to talk to her. Then the day that Rudy is found, I knew when she started reaching out to me that something was up.
Yeah.
That she was up to something because she's a scheming, ass, lying bitch. And
let's go!
Yes, for sure.
Anyways.
She is.
I messaged you and I said, I know you got a lot of people messaging you and you probably don't even know what to think or what to...
Look, I want to thank you for having patience because some of the watchers, the people right now, this lady understands that I'm slammed. Because we've talked in the past.
I do.
Yeah, she understands that some of you guys expect, like, I'm driving. I'm still in contact with Rudy where he's at. Like, I still got to run the hood news. Thank you, Maria, for giving me that grace, for understanding, friend.
No, yes. I appreciate everything you do, Grizzy.
Thank you, friend.
I do. That's why I'm comfortable talking to you. And I'm glad that it's you that I'm talking to.
Man, I love you.
Because I've reached out to so many people and nobody listened. The day that Rudy was found, I called missing persons. And I called the Makawa office, just so you know, so that everybody can hear. In case they say I did it, they can look it up. My phone records will show where I called too. I called the missing persons number on Makawa because that's where the detective was originally, the one that I spoke with.
Right.
And the lady that answered the phone told me that because it was the 4th of July weekend, that nobody was available to talk to me. And I said, please, this is about the Rudy Farias case. Jamie said, she's like, I don't know what you're talking. I said, it's all over the news.
Yeah.
She said she didn't know what I was talking about, but
damn. Oh shit.
Somebody would call me. I'm still waiting for somebody to call me back.
Wow.
I sent a message to Channel 13. Maya Shea answered me. Maya Shea answered me. And if Maya Shea, you're listening, you know you did. She called me. And then she said that she was going to call me back in 20 minutes because she was so busy. Still haven't heard from her. But today when they posted that video on the Rudy discussion, she sent me a message with an exclamation point. I'm like, who's she exclamation pointing? Not me, because she's tripping. Saying, I did call you. Yes. I'm like, yeah, you called me, but you didn't talk to me. You didn't let me tell you anything. And you said you were busy. So I don't care if you called me.
See, Maya Shea, you like to discredit me as a reporter, whatever you say, I'm fake news, whatever she wants to do. But you have
Who's that?
So many stories potential because you think you're too high up there. You can't come down here.
Too busy.
She was too busy. Yep.
Oh, maybe talking about the reporter. That sounds familiar. Maya something. Hoax said, Mel, give her time to yeah. I'm gonna talk with her on the phone tonight for a little bit first before we even record anything. And yeah, I think she does have a lot to say. She says she has a lot of things that she wants to share. So
yep. There you go.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Damn.
Other things that I want to share, and I am not a police investigator. I'm no FBI, just my Facebook FBI.
Yeah.
But Janie is connected to a lot of different tragedies and things that have happened.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of the deaths that surround Janie need to be investigated to make sure that they are just what they claim they are: a suicide, a motorcycle accident, and so forth.
2 motorcycle accidents, the unaliving, which is Rudy's father, and then the other guy too, the other cop she was with, is dead too, right? Homeboy dead. Damn.
Because there's no telling what this woman is capable of. She is a lying, conniving, scheming ass liar. She's willing to do anything for greed and for her benefit only.
Yep. I've seen those qualities. I've heard about those qualities, and it's all coming together, friend. Like, man, you're spinning it like these are puzzle pieces that are coming together. And I'm proud of. Let me shout out that page, that Rudy Farias discussion page. Every group that's out there putting this stuff together, internet sleuths, man, I commend y'all. You guys are getting lost in a loop, like rabbit holes, dude. That they go far. I can only imagine what you're going through, Maria. Like, how do you feel like about all of this?
I've had people on Facebook that I've been trying to comment say that I'm Janie, that I'm fraud, that I'm lying. You know, I'm probably related to her. I am not fucking Janie. I am Maria. I'm known as Tiny. I'm a real person. There's a lot of people here that know me. I've been doing insurance for over 20 years. A lot of people know me in this area, in other areas. I know a lot of people that, like, I know Samika Knight's husband, because I worked with him from Channel 13.
Right.
I know John Quinones' nephew because I worked with him. So I'm a real person. They can verify me.
Yeah. I got you, Mama. I got you. No, we're not. We know. Like, you and I have been messaging for a long time. Man, how do you feel like you're getting all this off your chest? You know, how do you feel?
I feel relieved.
Yeah.
I feel relieved.
Girl,
I feel like I can take a deep breath finally because I've been trying to tell people this and everybody like I'm crazy or I'm conspiracy or whatever the hell they wanted to think.
Right.
You know, I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's just my mind going wild, but I knew it wasn't.
Oh, there's like an echo going on.
It's true to this day. I said Bella wasn't real. She wasn't real. I said Christina wasn't real. She wasn't real. I said Janie had Rudy. She had Rudy. And nobody listened.
Wow. Yeah. Dang, man. Dang. Oof.
And I want her to be investigated. I want justice for Rudy. I want everything to come out. Whatever she's done. I don't care if she stole a candy. I want all her shit to come out.
Yeah, that's what we all want. I mean, we obviously, I don't know about the kidnapping, what's going to happen with that, because she, like, whatever the 8 years, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but she needs to pay for, like, I don't, like.
What about the Equisearch? The Echo search that she did. What about the state line that she crossed to Louisiana claiming that Rudy was with Jake? All that should be federal. And there should be charges filed. And I hope somebody's hearing this and somebody takes that.
That, what she said. Everything she just said.
Yes. That's right.
Man.
$40,000 billboard, because that's how much it was.
Oh my God.
Where did that money come from? Where did she get that money?
Wait, what's 40,000 what? Let me see.
Everything she just said.
Yes. That's right. $40,000 billboard, because that's how much it was.
Oh, $40,000 billboard. Damn.
Oh my God.
Where did that money come from? Where did she get that money? Somebody investigate that, please. She ain't got no money, bitch is broke, but so what? Lock her up.
Yep. Dang. Man, this is getting crazy, man. This is just crazy. Like,
and if anybody comes for me, if anything happens to me, y'all all know who to look for.
We got your back, girl. I told her, I said, I'll go to your house and park outside and do my little hood news from outside. I love to be a watchdog, baby. I got you. Let me know, girl. I got you.
I'm a little chihuahua.
Yeah, girl, I got you. I'm a big old dog, girl. I'm a big dog. Man, how in the world,
I just have a headache from all of this because my brain has been, I'm trying to remember everything.
No, take your time.
I've been piecing this together for years, man.
Take your time, friend. Take your time. So
I told you about...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I told you about, supposedly she said that this Jerry Santana was her brother. Well, that's been told, according to Facebook, some other people came out and said that that was their brother and that Janie was not related. Supposedly, they also shared, and this is...
I think she muted it.
...is one of his advocates.
Yes.
And the day that he was supposed to tell or whatever, speak on whatever he found out, is when he had his motorcycle accident. Is that a coincidence? Maybe. But if not, please somebody investigate it. Please.
Yeah, there's a lot of death and tragedy, man, unfortunately. And who knows?
And it all surrounds Janie.
Yes, I agree. It's a lot, friend. Like, I don't know about you guys. Yeah, it's a lot, y'all. I don't know about you guys, but like, I like blank out. I don't even, it's so much. Like, I can only imagine you, like what you're feeling. I know everybody's exhausted.
I haven't even been sleeping. I'm up all night trying to think and read, and I'm like, oh my God. And then people are saying I'm Janie. I'm like, I'm not Janie.
I thought you were one of her nieces.
Somebody said release the dogs. Yeah, I heard the dog's still there, I guess, right? Or something.
I confused you with one of the nieces.
Or something?
I had to clear that up.
No, I don't really know any of her family aside from her fake family.
Oh yeah, the fake.
That I met on Facebook.
She said the fake family. She said, "Oh Lord,
all your fake sisters and cousins and brothers, you damn liar, Janie."
Hey, she created a network of fake profiles to surround and support her Facebook, man. What'd she tell you whenever y'all met for the first time? And you know, because you only saw pictures.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yes. So I told her what I remember telling her one day on the phone. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. And she's like, oh, thank you, blah blah blah. So when I meet her in real life,
well, the interesting thing, Amber says in the chat, I feel betrayed by Quanell. We didn't hear any of the things that Quanell said so far in this part 1 of the interview. I don't know if this is going to come out later.
Daddy. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's Janie? No,
she tried to warn you, though, right? She did try to warn you, right?
Yeah, she told me that she had gained a lot of weight because she was very depressed because she couldn't find Rudy. And I believed it. And I told her, don't worry about it. You know, nobody cares what you... I don't care what you look like, you know?
Yeah, me neither. I'm saying...
But, you know, really, in all reality, that wouldn't have mattered. You know, if it was her and she gained weight, who gives a shit? You know, depression happens to everybody. But... she was lying because I wasn't, you know, some of those pictures aren't even her.
Yeah.
And one of them I think is her from like maybe 30 years ago.
Oh, Jesus.
40 years ago. I don't even know, man. She's just.
Yeah, a lot of people were telling me she was.
That was her reason for looking so different because I was like, where the hell is Janie at?
Hey, y'all know what we need to do? Everybody that's watching and Maria, we need to find the owners of all these pictures that she was using because those pictures are being used all over the world to tell this story.
Yes. I found one of the so-called husbands or fiancés or boyfriend, whatever. He has a real family. Oh, I'm like, how the hell was she sharing? She cropped the wife out and posted herself in it.
Wow.
I found one of them. And he has 2 kids. I found that one. The other one I think is a TikTok influencer or something.
Yeah.
Another picture that she
Yeah.
was sharing is a TikTok influencer. I've been trying to do my homework on this, but man, I work.
Mm-hmm.
I have kids that I'm raising,
Yeah.
and you know.
Yeah. You know what else I want to tell, because somebody's talking about Matthew Seedorf. That's one of my reporter friends, my good friend. Matthew posted an old story that Fox 26 covered a few years back. And one
That's what I was telling you about.
One of the sons lost his life, and they were about to lose their house, and they raised the issue
Yes.
about, can we please get the souvenirs and the marine stuff and all this stuff. Well, we found out.
And she did her fake tears on that bench.
We got it confirmed from Rudy.
Those were her letters.
That he was he never had cancer. Rudy never
had cancer.
Rudy had to endure a spinal tap and all kinds of weird procedures to keep up with mom's lies. And you know, the hospital can't.
She is pure evil.
The hospital could not, you know, because of HIPAA, they couldn't, like, they just probably saw that stuff and were like, wow. But because of HIPAA, they couldn't speak on it probably. I don't know. I would love to talk to one of those.
No, they can't, because there's a law.
They're not going to talk on that. The whole spinal tap thing, which I saw them talking about, I don't know that they would just give spinal taps just because somebody made up some bullshit. Like, I think they would have to test to really see that somebody has something before they're just giving spinal. I don't know exactly what a spinal tap is, but I saw the whole mom saying that he had that. I don't know if he actually had that spinal tap. This test can detect meningitis, leukemia, or other illness. I mean, possible maybe they did it. It says during a spinal tap, lumbar puncture, a healthcare provider withdraws cerebrospinal fluid. This test can detect meningitis, leukemia, and other illnesses. Providers also use spinal taps to give spinal anesthesia, epidural, and medications. So, I know there was a bunch of fake claims of meningitis. I don't know that the doctors would keep doing it, though. Multiple spinal taps.
There's a law against it.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that I personally have had a spinal tap. I've had two. And it's very, very painful to go through. And she made her son, there was nothing wrong with him, go through that just for her benefit, for her gain. That should just show the type of piece of crap that she is. She doesn't even have the right to be called a mother.
Wow. Oh my gosh, friends. This is just, man, well, you know what?
In the letters that supposedly Rudy wrote from the hospital, you could probably confirm this too, Grizzy. I'm sure she wrote them, because if you look at those letters, they're all in capital letters like Jamie, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh. They need to do the handwriting test. Ooh.
Well, she typed it. It's all typed and it's handwritten. That's what they were showing. Your friend can confirm that.
They did.
On that 26.
Man, and it seemed a lot for like a little kid, you know, like I was like, man, there's no way
he was 14 years old in the hospital going through all this stuff, and he's typing all these letters to, shut up, Janie, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Matthew Seedorf's watching. Matthew's watching. He's
Hi, Matthew. I'm sorry, I'm just mad. Excuse my language, guys.
She says, hi, Matthew. Man, I'm talking to Maria Lara. You might need to talk to her too, Matthew. Go on and get that story, bro. Man, gosh, man, this is just...
I think he messaged me, but I wasn't sure if he was a real person, so I didn't want to respond for sure.
Somebody says Munchausen by proxy. Yeah, for sure. I believe that. Yep. Absolutely. And
for those people saying that Rudy had something to do with it, have they ever heard of Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah.
Because that's a real thing.
Thank you.
I don't care if they say he's 24, 25 years old, motherfuckers. If somebody's torturing you and abusing you for 8, 10, 15 years, God knows how long it's been going on, how the hell do you think you're going to react? You're going to be scared of your perpetrator. You're going to be scared to fucking say anything. You're going to be scared to run because you probably threatened him every single day of his life. So if you guys have never been through it, shut the hell up.
Hey, he flinches when his mom is around. I saw that, and I thought it was like just him and his trauma, you know, like still wanting to give credit. No, either like I know she had him orchestrate a certain way to act in front of like me, or when we were at the day of the questioning with the detectives.
Yeah, like he was living when he first walked in.
But this guy, man, this young man, like you could tell he has a genuine fear of his mom, dude. Y'all don't know. Like I talked to I talked to neighbors. Rudy got drunk off of a jar full of vodka pickles. Like he got himself messed up. Like he would take, and let me tell. Oh, I gotta tell y'all. So talking today, with the people that know Rudy and everything, I completely completely missed the spot where Rudy would go into the woods. There is a chair back there, and there is a carpet. There is a little setup. I missed it.
Wait, there's a chair and a carpet? Okay.
I thought that was the spot where Rudy would go into the woods. There is a chair back there, and there is a carpet. There is a little setup. I missed it. I thought that was the spot because I was getting cut in my legs and everything. Everybody can miss me with their criticisms. I'm looking for proof to help Rudy. You know, I wouldn't go out there like that, man. I don't know those people. I could have got shot, killed, all kinds of stuff. People don't understand. But I'm going to be back out there.
Nobody else is trying to do anything.
Yeah. We're going to be back out there, and maybe he'll even show us, you know, what happened, like, behind the scenes. We don't want to put Rudy out there. We don't want to expose his face, none of that. So, yeah, we just want him to heal, but we want to help share his story and pull out all the receipts necessary. I don't know what to say if he'll ever get justice or not. It's scary. It's scary because I feel like everything is falling on deaf ears, nation, like, in front of the world. It's just sad.
I don't think anybody's listening. Everybody's like wanting to push it under. I don't know why though. Why? Why are they not wanting to investigate this? Why are the police saying that they didn't know anything?
Well, I'm curious. We still have the Quanell thing on Court TV to watch. The interview, I was hoping maybe it would answer some questions or kind of, or she just put out part 2. You want to listen to part 2? Let me share these on Facebook and then we'll listen. Share to your story. How do you do that? Share to story. Oh, what the fuck I just did? Share to your story. Public share now. Let me share these 2 things. Share to your story. Share now. I feel like we got to listen to the rest of this, right? This is just odd as F. You know, like I said, I want to get the benefit of the doubt, but I also can't ignore what I'm hearing or my instincts or anything. It's odd. Okay, let's listen to part 2. Part 2 just came out, and then we'll go back to this other interview. So hopefully people don't get confused trying to follow all this shit. It's already confusing, right? So now we're back to Rudy.
So we have video. We actually, Fox 26, we interviewed your mother while you were in the hospital 10 years ago in 2012. What happened? Why were you in the hospital?
So I think she's there maybe with that friend guy of hers because there's another person there. He sounds like media.
And I guess it was mentioned to our reporter at the time that you had cancer.
I had a tumor on my heel at one point, but that was irrelevant. Originally, I think all that had started because she wanted me to fake taking a bottle of Tylenol or like Aleve PM or something, sleeping pills. And then she wanted to fake me going to the hospital, and she pretty much just forced me to go in the ER and be like, hey, act like you're sick and you're overdosing and shit. And
this was before you were missing?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why was this happening?
I don't even remember. I think it was something to do with school. I was depressed and I was cutting my wrists when I was, getting sad. I didn't have an idea how to, understand my emotions. It was after my brother passed away. I didn't know how to deal with pain and depression, so I would just literally just rip a fucking Coke can open and just run it on my wrist like a fucking cheese grater just to feel something.
Your brother was a big part of your life, the one who passed away. Talk to us about that, and was that a major part in this, how you were feeling with depending on your mom?
Yes, ma'am. He would take care of me. He would take me to and from school. He would pick me up. He would get me McDonald's. Just little jokes and stuff. And after he had passed away, I just wasn't able to, love myself or anything anymore. I wasn't able to have somebody like a father figure. He was my brother, but I never had a dad. I only had stepdads. I didn't know how to grow up. I didn't know what I was doing as I was growing up. I didn't understand how to take care of myself, how to wash myself, how to make doctor's appointments, how to do anything, because I never had a chance.
What would you have to say to police that say, well, he was an adult?
What do you mean?
It seems like in this case, you didn't have the support there that you needed. And Police seem so focused on your age that you were 17, which is an adult in Texas. But can you talk about the fact that, yes, you were an adult, but the mindset that you've been in?
Yeah, it was just like a constant brainwashing, like a Stockholm type of syndrome where it's just, you know, you just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that, you know, like it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take care of my mom, do whatever she needs because I cared about her and she's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over this last 8 years, did she say anything or like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that just...
I don't know, I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that.
Bro. I'm not saying what happened to this kid wasn't messed up, but I'm just saying what we heard from Quanell to now. Bruh. I can't. Hold up. Let's what the fuck? Let's rewind this shit.
Like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that just...
I don't know, I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that.
That's a huge freaking deal. I'm not discounting whatever he went through. I don't know what he went through. We're still, you know. But Quanell came out hot, shooting, going hard. What the hell?
There's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words.
No, the guy you were sitting with. What media? I'm sorry, this is not the media. People were going off of, the media was going off of, and listen, I'm not somebody that needs to jump and defend media, but people were just going off of what's put out there. I'm just kind of taken back. I'm taken back because there was this whole big thing with the police versus Quanell and this cover-up stuff, but now, you know,
confused things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but, you know, just boundaries she would.
But he might consider Quanell as the media, but I'm just specifically looking at Quanell. Like, what the heck?
Push or make me uncomfortable when I would say stop, and she's like,
yeah, and he cried. Quanell cried. Quanell was crying.
Why? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, you know. And then I would just be like, okay, you know, you didn't do anything wrong, and just leave it at that, you know. Just push my boundaries if you want, do whatever you had to do, and I would just be like a people pleaser, but I didn't have people to please, just my mom. I didn't have anybody to take care of or, you know, help understand me. It was just her all the time, my mom.
How hard has it been right now? I know that this is the only person you feel like you have had, and now that you're separated, how hard is it to make that distinction right now?
Just...
Do you want to talk to her?
No, not really. I don't want any contact with her at all. I just want to live my life away from her. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care. I just want to live my life. You know, I want to have a family, a job, a car, just a house. I just want to live my life. I just want to be happy. I don't want to keep going back to those negative thoughts she always has on me. I'm so tired of them. I'm so tired of those thoughts. constant negativity around that house, and I hate it. Seems like every time she comes around me, it just fuels negativity into me. Like she's just downloading it into my brain over and over, and I don't like it.
Did she make you, were there ever times where police would come to your house to check on you? That you recall?
I think at one point.
Did you have interaction with the police, or did your mom make you hide? Like, how were you able to get away? I know police mentioned some fake names. Did you actually speak to the police ever?
Like once or twice. Maybe once when I was driving my mom's car and they pulled us over because, she wasn't feeling good. She had took some pain medicine after a surgery, and, she was struggling to drive. So like, just get in the passenger seat. I'll take you home. It's not too far, And,
So some people in the chat are saying they still believe Quanell. And some people think that Quanell lied. That they think that Quanell was lied to. I really wonder if Quanell's going to respond to this. Is he going to say something? Because now not only the police threw Quanell kind of under the bus or denied the claims that he made, but now Rudy himself is saying he never said that. That's what I'm getting from that.
Yeah, I know he pulled me over for something like that, but I don't remember what name I gave them. It's just, she told me, just say something else, say a different name because they don't, they're going to arrest you. I'm just like, why can't I just tell them my name,
What was it like? 8 years without seeing some of your closest family members. And every time they'd come over, what would you have to do?
Hide. If my uncles or my aunts came to visit my mom, or my family would come to visit my grandma, but that's the main reason they would go over there to see my grandma.
And this is what the aunt was saying.
And I would just have to listen to my family be happy and cheerful on the other side of a
People saying Hood News said the same thing.
fucking door, and I'm just like, I want my families, I just want people. I just want communication. I just want people to understand that we need to start talking more and just stop, like.
Did you want to just end it right there and go out and tell them that you're here and you're okay?
I just want them to know that I wanted to scream for them, but at the same time, I just couldn't because the only person I was able to trust was my mom. She told me so many things about my other family that I didn't know. I wasn't able to verify.
Was your grandma living with you at one point?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had and she tried to tell people that you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
She was she sick?
She had Alzheimer's and dementia and Down syndrome. She had a bunch of medical issues, and that's why I took care of her the best I could.
And did she ever say to you anything about Rudy, go out, tell police, did she ever say anything to you? Because it seems like she tried to tell family members that you were there.
Yeah, I think she tried telling people, but it's just my mom I don't know. I'm honestly not sure about that one.
Do you feel like your mom held you captive? Is that how you would?
Pretty much. In a sense, just not in a physical, restraints or anything, but mentally she held me against my will. It's just, I wanted to just come out and say stuff and be honest, and every time I would try to, she would just either be, no, don't do it, or, all right, go do it.
Why do you think she did that?
I don't know.
So he's saying mentally he felt like held against his will, but not physically.
Because maybe a lot of both of our problems stemmed from my brother passing away. My brother had passed away, and ever since then, he was like our glue. He was like the father figure. He's a provider. He took care of the family. Me and my mom. And then when I couldn't take care of my mom anymore, I had to take care of my grandma, and it was difficult. Especially at the end.
Do you see your mom change her personality over the years?
She's always kind of had that mentality, try to talk to her about something positive, and then, or address her issues, and then my mom would just deviate, sidetrack, or completely ignore it, especially stuff like mental health.
This is your chance, finally. We've heard from family members. We've heard from police. It's finally your chance to tell your story. Is there anything that you want people to know about what happened to you?
just, I wanted to live my life, and just something inside of my brain kept going back to her, like, she was my life support in a sense, you know, I needed her. Or at least she made me feel that way, you know. She never gave me the confidence or the guidance or the teaching that I needed, you know. She never gave me anything other than just the bare necessities and a job worth slaving over to help her pay bills and debts or whatever, or tickets and stuff, you know.
Without getting into specifics, I'm sure you've heard or seen what Quanell told the media last week.
About what in particular?
About things that he says that you told him in that hotel room last week.
And they cut it off there? Is there another one coming? Part 2. Is there a part 3? Bruh, that's the thing I've been wanting to know. Okay, what happened with the Quanell?
So we have video.
I was wondering if they were going to ask him directly about the Quanell stuff. There's a lot of mixed feelings. I'm looking at the comment section. I don't know. I have a lot of mixed feelings. I mean, I'm very. So somebody said that I missed that he said something about being touched after the bed part. Let me just. I don't know where that was at, the bed part. Let's see. Because all I heard was like that he wasn't touched or like sexually abused. He was made to lay in the bed. But let me see. Maybe I missed something.
Just fall in love with your captive and just want to take care of them, do this and that, you know, like it would just constantly just be me trying to help and just take care of my mom, do whatever she needs.
Hoax. Part 3 getting stored for after QX response. The jar views.
It's because I cared about her and she's the only person I had.
Did your mom, over this last 8 years, did she say anything or like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that
there we go, right?
That bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that just...
I don't know, I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words.
I'm not sure where you heard that he said he was touched. I mean, people just want to hear that, I guess. All I heard him say was that he was not sexually abused. I guess he's stating that mentally she had control over him and stuff like that. I don't know where you heard he said he was touched.
I used to have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember.
8 years, did she say anything or like, is there anything that sticks out in your mind that bothers you or that you remember conversations with her that just...
Keep playing?
I don't know, I used to
don't cut it off?
have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why, just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that. I wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need honest truths when it comes to those things. That just muddies the water to lie about those type of things. That's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but you know, just boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable when I would say stop, and she'd be like, well, why? What did I do? I didn't do anything.
So he said boundaries make me uncomfortable. Let me rewind a little bit.
Wrong, you know, and then boundaries she would twist my words. And that's where I said the media, they like to twist my words and confuse things. I never said anything bad about her in that regard, but you know, just boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable when I would say stop. And
boundaries she would push or make me uncomfortable.
she's like, well, why? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, you know. And then I would just be like, okay, you know, you didn't do anything wrong, and just leave it at that, you know. Just push my boundaries if you want, do whatever you had to do, and I would just be like a.
So you believe that is touching? What boundaries?
People pleaser, but I didn't have people to please, just my mom. I didn't have anybody to take care of or, you know, help understand me. It was just her all the time, my mom.
How hard has it been right now?
Because to me, the entire time he's talking about this mental thing that's going on with them. At one point he mentions, to me, if he says he wasn't sexually abused, that supersedes anything else you want to say in the chat. If somebody says I wasn't sexually abused, I wasn't like abused, touched, I don't know how you could interpret when he says, I could understand the boundaries thing, but to me, he's talking about this mental thing where he wants to do this, he wants to do that. She's telling him no. If he already said he's not sexually abused, you're assuming something that he already said didn't happen. Right? Or no? He did say what? He's lying. Some people think he's lying. Lost in translation.
Don't do anything wrong and just leave it at that. You know, just push my boundaries if you want. You know, just boundaries. She wouldn't lie about that because there's plenty of people that need. I don't know. I used to.
Unless you think he's brainwashing, he's covering for the mother.
I have to sleep in her bed sometimes. I don't remember why. Just like next to her. It wouldn't be anything sexual or anything like that.
And the reason he's saying it wouldn't be anything sexual, because I guess he's addressing what Quanell said, or the sexual abuse claims. Because if this is what the cops heard, then yeah, they're not going to put charges. This is crazy. So somebody said part 3 coming out. Miss Stoner says, I'm done with this story. I'm done with this crap. Some people think he's covering. Oh, man, what a mess. This is a mess. He's in denial. Let me see what the chat says on Grizzy's page on Facebook. I feel so bad for him. Let me go to the big screen. I feel so bad for him. His mental health is all over the place. This interview is thoughtful and gentle. Rudy's a victim. Let me see what else. More comments. Rudy, please know that if your mom goes to jail, it's not because you told anything. Very smart and intelligent. Uses big words for sentences. For everybody making comments about his vocabulary, that comes from reading. I bet he did a lot. Praying for Rudy. I lost my brother too. Blah, 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 blah. This did not start 8 years ago. It started when he was little. He's gone through many traumas. This is the oddest story I followed. Somebody said don't feel sorry for at all for him. He's in on it with his mother. The same. I don't know. I mean, we had the whole that conversation the other day about complicity, being complicit versus brainwashing, which was kind of interesting. Wait, she threatened about the speeding ticket to keep him there, but yet he got pulled over driving. Wouldn't they have taken him if he didn't have an ID when pulled over? I'm confused by all this. Yeah, that's a good cut. When a reporter asked about Quanell's allegations that Rudy stated, it was cut off. Is there part 3? I hope so. Hope there's a part 3 coming. So the whole boundaries thing that he's talking about, Quanell did mention boundaries. He needs help before he tries to hurt himself. He doesn't make sense. I think he's part of the problem. There's a lot of just... So he's saying QX lied and embellished the truth now? Oh, man. Did he say his grandmother had Down syndrome? Sundown syndrome, typically dementia and Alzheimer's. Okay, that's good clarification there. Mo was wondering about that. I don't know, man. You can hear Grizzy saying, like he wasn't telling the truth, but he told you. I have no idea what she feels or thinks. So let's see. We have other things we can watch until, I don't know if there's a part 3 coming out. I hope so, because I really wanted to know what he was going to say about the Quanell's thing. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Kind of weird that we keep getting. QX used to come out. Now they're throwing him under the bus. Yeah, they coming hard. QX, Mr. X, the police, and now Rudy. To me, Rudy's. Want to put a poll? Okay, what kind of poll should we do? What kind of poll do you guys want? Wow, I can't with this story, man. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of poll as far as which. I'm going to play the rest of this audio that we were listening to, and then we're going to get to QX on Court TV.
And they can't do nothing. Why? There's so many crimes that have been committed. Okay, you can't get her for kidnapping or whatever because that's her son. That's his mom. He said, okay, what about the other shit? What about the GoFundMe?
Yes.
What about the EquiSearch?
Yes.
What about the travel to Louisiana? What about the lying to people about their kids that have been kidnapped? Saying that she saw them or that's there's got to be something there.
So
what about the terroristic threats?
Yeah.
What about the terroristic threat that her as Bella did to other people? Because Bella was threatening everybody left and right too.
Yeah, I know.
That's a threat, even if it was her or not or whatever. We already confirmed that it was Janie.
You know, the creepy thing is when I was sitting at the Holiday Inn on Kinswick in Humble with Janie, all of a sudden she passes me the phone. She's like, "Do you want to speak to Bella?" Bella is how I got in contact with Janie because Janie did the stupidest thing. The stupidest thing Janie could have ever done was ask for my help. The stupidest thing that Janie has ever done in all of this.
She was gonna be able to sucker you.
Yes, she did the most stupid. I'm like, what is she thinking? Like, we can see the shit. Like, man, friends, you can ask the subscribers, like Sunday night, Monday morning, something like that. I told everybody, I said, this lady reached out to me. She wants my help. I don't know what to believe. I know people are starting to say it's looking really sketch. I'm going to stay neutral so I can get to the bottom of it. And everybody said, trust your gut. Man, friends, as soon as I saw signs that things were not right on that phone with Quanell, like I had already talked to him the day before, but
Michelle on Facebook said, do a lie detector test.
When I knew for certain that things were not right about her story, friends, that was it, man. That's when we got Quanell involved. Hey, we're here.
I should have put an option. Some people said they believe both.
Got a location, drop the location. Come on, man, friends. That was the stupidest thing that she could have ever got done. She should have ignored all the stuff. It would have went away. She contacted Grizzy.
And who did she get to pretend to be Bella?
Bella. So I was sitting in the hotel lobby with her while Rudy's being questioned, and all of a sudden she gets Bella on the phone. I was like, what? I said, that's weird, because I thought Bella was her, because she is Bella. She paid somebody to play Bella. Yes, people have lent themselves over to her shenanigans. She pays people to pretend to be. I spoke to somebody pretending to be Bella. Man, can't make that up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes. Somebody said,
I never spoke to Bella. Everything was messages, but Bella was the one that would back up her stories. Bella was the one that would tell us that she was in the hospital. When she went to California, because she said that there was a Rudy, they showed us a picture of a boy that looked like Rudy that had Houston tattooed on his chest. Yeah. And he was in a hospital bed. But now I'm questioning whether that was just a picture I don't know if the
Let's check out this article. Let's pause for a second. I almost wonder if we should skip this call thing, but I kind of want to listen a little bit, because later I'm supposed to talk to Tiny. But I feel like with Tiny, we're going to get into a lot of the stuff that she says she has, like screenshots and stuff. So I think we could probably bring a whole different aspect or perspective to a lot of different things. But let's check out this article. Rudy Farias' mother, accused of faking son's disappearance, returns after going on the run. She's a very greedy person. Hold on, let me see what this article says. I heard supposedly they got into a fight or something. They got into a fight. Let me stop with this crap. Rudy Farias' mother, accused of faking son's disappearance, returns after going on the run. She's a very greedy person. Was that video her? Oh, shit. Janie's got a gun. Janie. Janie's got a gun. Oh, no. She's leaving. Keep an eye on her. That's the rental. So, has returned to her home after initially fleeing in the dead of night. The Post exclusive picture show. Neighbors said elusive Janie made a midnight dash last week after police exposed the miraculous reappearance of her son as a sham and that she'd been leading them investigators and missing persons charities on a wild goose chase since 2015. They said Rudy, who was 17, actually had returned home the next day, and she had been passing him off as her nephew since then. The Post photographed Santana, who has been avoiding media appearance since Rudy was found outside the local church, leaving her house in North Houston Monday. Santana has been described as a con woman and an internet catfish. She's had different husbands, different names. She's a very greedy person. See in this picture. His aunt initially claimed he did not want anything to do with Santana and was refusing to see her and even take her phone calls. However, Rudy spent time with his mother Saturday, his neighbors told the Post. Oh. What? They shared photographs of Santana's rental car parked in front of the East Houston home while she visited her son. Rudy is not safe there either, she said, the concerned neighbor who wished to remain anonymous. The reunion between the mother and son dashed the hopes of many that Farias was taking steps to distance himself from Santana. But he said in the interview now he doesn't want anything to do with her. But the only change of heart Farias appears to have is with his extended family, including his Aunt Pauline. She showed up to the East Houston home with shopping bags from Macy's and Walmart. The neighborhood spies said, damn, neighborhood spies. She was bringing him clothes and other things, and they went out to the street and yelled at her, the neighbor said, adding the cops were called to the residence as multiple neighbors had heard screaming and yelling in the middle of the street. Damn. Eventually, Rudy accepted the offerings from his aunt, who had hoped she would leave the friend's home and go live with her son. Go live with her son, she told the Post Thursday. After being found with cuts and bruises, okay, we know all this stuff. All right. Oh, man. Janie.
If he has any tattoos, Chris, but you need to check. But maybe she just took a picture of him and said she was flying to California so people can give her money. Because she got money then too.
My God.
Then she got money to go to Mexico. Then she got money to go to Coachella. I think this bitch was just vacationing on everybody's money.
Yes. She was going to missing people conventions. She was just playing that role like shame, man. And it's all
t-shirts of him with wings. Why wings?
Yeah,
why wings? Why was she?
Yeah, she had pictures, t-shirts with him with wings, dude. Like if he was deceased. And if you look at her pattern, she would always reminisce about her other son, but she wouldn't really bring up. She would not bring up her Rudy. That's her yesterday at the police station, y'all. I'm just showing everybody pictures. That is Janie at the police station yesterday. Okay. She should have been going to tell on herself. That's what she should have been doing.
Yeah, I'm going to report myself for being a con artist.
Yeah.
But no, my neighbors harassing me because they found out I'm a fucking lying bitch.
Man.
She's crazy.
Loca.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Loca is not the word.
No, yeah, she's out of there, friends. She's out of there, Maria.
They're saying that, so there's something interesting. Let's see, hold on, I got to show you guys. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Let me show you this. They're saying that Rudy got into a fight with argument with his cousin, with his aunt. No, saying it ain't so. This is under, I'm curious about Rudy cussing his aunt, Pauline, out. Grizzy just confirmed that Rudy cussed out his aunt and said Rudy is going through a lot of stuff and that he needs to work through. Oh, no. Where is that posted on Grizzy's page? I think it was on TikTok. They said a commenter live. Yeah, it was on her TikTok. Grizzy confirmed that that Rudy cussed out the aunt. She said Rudy's going through a lot of stuff. Oh no, Rudy. I was snapping. Have you heard anything about Jenny's multiple marriages? Yeah, I think we talked about that a couple times.
Yeah.
She is beyond crazy.
Well, thank you so much for your courage to step up and
You're
tell
welcome.
people.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, like for having
finally
patience.
somebody listening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sure now people are gonna hopefully you can get an interview with this Matthew Seedorf. He's a good voice for the hood. Like, hey, y'all,
I think he messaged me, but I wasn't sure who he was.
Yeah, reach out, you guys.
Okay.
Let me
playing that role like shame, man. And
my voice gets on my nerves. Hold on, Matthew Seedorf. Everybody go. I need to see how we can get you to talk. A lot of neighbors were saying the same thing about cartel. People that knew that Rudy had already been there. There are people that knew that Rudy was already found, but they were scared to say anything, and they believed that he was already removed from the missing persons list because the mom, Janie, would tell people, "Hey, the cartel's looking for my son. I'm so scared. Don't tell nobody." It's already like she had a way to make
that's
people.
That's how she convinced people to not say nothing.
Yep.
She's done lie after lie after lie after lie to back up her stories.
Yeah.
And to make her more credible.
Yep. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Sure who he was.
So much
She's
stuff.
a whole another level of crazy.
Yep, she is. It's just so much. Yep.
Man, I thought I had seen a lot of things in my lifetime, man, and I have. I've witnessed a lot of horrible things, but this is tops.
Yeah. Greed, deception, lies, manipulation, coercion, physical abuse, other abuses.
Involved in
Rudy's saying it's not physical. I don't know.
That too.
Yeah, all that. Yep.
She's corrupt, big time.
Yep. Everybody's saying just be safe. Yeah, you be safe, mama. Be strapped. Stay strapped in your house. Just be ready. Just never know with these people and stay safe. We appreciate you.
I don't know who she's associated with.
Y'all ain't gotta worry about me. Like, y'all ain't got, I'm surrounded by craziness around me. So yeah, she comes to my hood for like 5 minutes. She's gonna get scared. Like, my hood is not for the weak. Yeah, for real. I'm from the hood. All right, Mamacita. Well, hey, you have a good night. We'll stay in touch. Please keep my number. You got it.
Thank you for listening.
Yes,
Thank you.
girl.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on from that.
15 minutes.
Okay, let's listen to Quanell. So there was a panel last night, Court TV. We'll listen to some of this Court TV stuff. I definitely will see. I'd like to talk to Tiny so we can get some of the stuff. I'll come up. So if you guys have questions for Tiny, put it in the chat. I don't think I've got many questions. You can either email me if you want to email me, ickidmel@gmail.com, or if you have me on Discord, DM me. If you want to put it in the chat, Tiny's the person that knew Janie from like Facebook. She made that video from 2019, and she believed before everybody else that Janie was holding Rudy. If you have questions, especially with all this stuff coming out now, I'm gonna talk with her later. She's working right now, and I would like to go over the stuff that she says she has. She wants to talk. She seems like she wants to talk. She has a lot of information. And so, yeah, if you have things you want me to ask, definitely hit me up. So, okay, let's get to some of this.
Okay, so we're getting different stories here. So let's bring in our special guest joining us tonight from Houston, Texas, civil rights activist Quanell X, who's really devoted his life to peace, well-being of the community. We've had you on the show before, Quanell. Great to see you tonight.
That's Vinny Politan, Court TV.
I appreciate it.
Okay, let's just back up a little bit. So how did you first get involved with this case, with this story?
Rudy's mother was looking for me, and she was able to reach a young woman named Grizzy. And Grizzy gave her my number and put her in contact with me, so she called me. When she called me, she said that she was concerned about investigators intimidating and threatening her, and she felt that they were attempting to blame her for something. I said, well, do you believe you're a suspect? She says, I'm not sure. She says, but I have to meet with them. Would you meet with me with them? I said, sure, no problem. I'll meet with you and them. And so the next morning, I got a call at the very last minute because of some rescheduling with Rudy being picked up from the hospital and meeting with investigators. So we moved forward, and we did meet with investigators. And I was there in the room when investigators interviewed the mother. I was also there in the room when investigators and myself interviewed Rudy for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Everything I came before.
By the way, Grizzy said that last part is part 3, and it'll be posted at 4:30, which is 5:30 our time Eastern. So in 30 minutes. Okay. So we'll see. We'll watch this in the meantime.
For the public, and said Rudy Farias told me was the exact 100% truth. That's exactly what he said to me and to the investigator who was sitting right next to me the entire time. And I thank Rudy's his aunts, who finally got a chance to visit with him. And when they visited with him, they asked him about the things that I said. And Rudy told them himself that, yes, what Mr. X is saying is true.
So initially you're called by mom, right? Rudy's mom. But then, like, we're
Yes.
seeing this video here where it seems you clearly, at this point, are doing what you can to kind of help this young man through what is happening here. So what
happened when the mother came, when the mother got to the hotel, she was attempting to keep Rudy from investigators. And she told me and investigators, Rudy is nonverbal, he can't talk. And when I went into the room, he was on the floor in a fetal position, holding on her ankle.
And we did see that clip of the video.
And so she told the investigators he won't talk to nobody, he's nonverbal. And so the investigators said, well, okay, maybe we can do this some other time.
Okay,
and
we got people in the chat. People in the chat saying we stand by X. We standing by X.
We'll come back when you think he's ready to talk. So I took a seat right next to Rudy. And I said, young man, how are you doing? Are you okay? And he looked up at me and he shook his head, yes. I said, can you sit up, little brother? He said, yes. And he said, I know you. He said, you're Quanell X. I said, okay, young.
I think it cut out. He lost it.
So we knew at that point he was not nonverbal. That's what she was saying to us. And when we were able to convince her to exit the room, I was going to exit also while he spoke with investigators, or they attempted to speak with him. Rudy grabbed my hand and said, no, I want him to stay. I sat down right next to Rudy. The investigator was sitting right next to me, and we both began to question Rudy and speak to Rudy. And he began to open up, and at different points of the discussion, he was very articulate and very clear about what he had experienced and what he had went through in the home. It was shocking for me to hear that young man say that his mother convinced him that he had warrants off for his arrest and that he had to hide and had to make up an assumed name. And that if he told law enforcement who he really was, he would go to jail, and that he was in trouble for initially running away from home the initial time he was called in as a runaway. Also, she convinced him that once he was found, he was going to be put in jail or prison, except wearing the assumed name that she gave him. He also said to me that she kept violating boundaries. She would never respect my boundaries. And the investigator said, well, what do you mean by boundaries? Explain. And he began to explain to
He's cutting
while
out.
he was in the shower. And she would take off all of her clothing and get naked. And that's as far as I want to go about that. Out of respect to what this young man has suffered. He also said to us that he didn't like her when she would kiss him in the mouth, when she would make him lay in her bed, that he made it crystal clear to her he did not like laying in her bed with her. But she said to him that
he has a bad connection.
And that he was forced to lay in that bed, but he never wanted to.
So at the moment you're hearing all this, what thoughts are going through your mind, and emotionally, how was Rudy holding up in divulging all of this?
He was crying. At some points, he wasn't crying. He was just soft-spoken, and he was talking. Then he said this to us. He said, I don't want my mom to go to prison. I don't want my mom to go to jail. And I said, Rudy, it's going to be okay. He said, I was tired of feeling like a slave, and I just wanted to be free. That's what he said. I said, well, you're free now, young man, and you shall remain free. And he began to say to us that she would lock him in the room. She would lock him in his room, that she would give him drugs, mushrooms in particular. That he was talking about was mushrooms that caused him to hallucinate. She would take him to work and make him do all of the work that she was supposed to do, that he was required to do when he would go to work with her. And
so that stuff is consistent as far as, I guess, the job stuff and the boundary stuff and the bed stuff. But, you know, he didn't say anything about, he said denied physical abuse or shower. He didn't say anything about the showering or anything like that. But
that he was forced to lie about who he is and who he was. And that she was extremely controlling over him, that he had no freedom and he just wanted to be free.
So as he's saying all this, you're saying the detective from Houston PD is in there as well?
Sitting right next to me. Sitting right next to me.
Is he whispering it to you, or is he?
I've always had a controversial relationship with HPD, fighting.
And Quanell got a bad connection.
Anyone, but I'm speaking the raw and adulterated truth. That cop sat right there next to me and heard everything Rudy said, every single word.
So let me ask you.
Ooh, okay. So Stacy says Fox 26 Houston is advertising full interview with Rudy at 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. newscast today. Okay.
2 questions following up to that. Why do you think, from your perspective, because as we heard, Houston PD said this never happened. Why do you think they're saying this never happened? What would, and I'm trying to put it together. I'm not in Houston. I don't know the dynamics.
One, they waited 8 days to ever speak to Rudy. After Rudy was discovered and found unconscious in front of the church, and they learned who Rudy was, the missing kid, Rudy Farias, they waited 8 days to interview him. And I was upset about that. And I kept asking them, why did they wait so long? I even asked them, why have you not executed a search warrant on the mother's home? For there's reason, based on what the neighbors are saying, that you should do so. But I also later learned that Rudy Farias Sr., Rudy's father, was a Houston police officer who committed suicide at the police department in the police garage because he was under investigation for criminal activity. Also, they were upset because they did not want to bring embarrassment to a fallen officer's family. And I think that played a role in why they took the public position about Rudy's allegations that they did. They did not want to bring public embarrassment and shame to the widow of a fallen HPD officer.
Let me ask you this, Quanell. So the initial contact, as you told us, was from Rudy's mother, is the one who contacted you first because she felt like she might be a suspect or something. After you hear this from Rudy, do you have any conversations with his mother?
I was in the initial meeting with investigators with the mother. And the night before, she told me, when I asked about what the neighbors were saying about they saw Rudy, she said that was not Rudy, that was my ex-boyfriend. They got it confused. But in the meeting with investigators, the mother told investigators in my presence, sitting right next to the mother, she says, oh no, that wasn't Rudy, that was my nephew. And in my mind, I'm saying, well, you just told me it was your ex-boyfriend. Then she went on to say this. When they asked about her car being stolen, because we later learned that it was Rudy who took the car when he chose to run away and get his freedom from his mom. She said that she came home from work, told me the night before somebody stole her car, and she didn't know who stole it, that they had broken into the car. Well, when we spoke to investigators, and they said to her, well, how did they get into your car? Did they crack the column? She says, no, I don't know. They just took it.
Yeah, a lot of this is just not making sense. We lost connection with Quanell.
Yeah, he's having a lot of issues with his connection. Somebody had said here too. Mohawk Mom says he said he had proof of the conversation. It was recorded and backtracked, and said it was recorded outside the room because the door was ajar. Yeah, I'm wondering if, I don't know if is Quanell going to be forced to put his foot down? Is Quanell going to have to? Well, we're gonna have to see too. We still got about 20 minutes to that interview till Grizzy drops the interview. Is Quanell gonna have to drop the evidence that he was saying he was not putting out to protect Rudy? I'm wondering what that last part is gonna say. I'm wondering what the Quanell part
for just a moment. So let's do this, folks. We're going to reconnect with Quanell X. We're going to bring in our other guests. Wow, what a story! It didn't make sense. It's bizarre. I don't think we've ever covered anything quite like this. So we're going to dig into this some more. Plus, coming up next hour.
So we're going to move a little bit past because they had a good job, Biddy, for rolling with the technical difficulties and adapting on the fly live TV. Let's see. Let me skip forward to Keisha.
In a motorcycle.
Oh, by the way, Keisha joins the panel. I forgot to tell you guys, Keisha's on the panel.
Accident in 2011.
In a motorcycle accident back there in the back.
Or his mom.
Yes, in Texas, Rudy's neighbor, Quanell X, is with us. Also joining us from Houston, Rudy's neighbor, Keisha Ross. And in Palmer, Alaska, private detective who worked on the Farias case, Brenda Paradise, is with us. And in Los Angeles, California, senior reporter for DailyMail.com, host of the Daily Mail Crime on TikTok, and victim advocate for Project Cold Case, Caitlin Becker. All right, thank you, everyone. Keisha, let me start with you. Were you shocked when the whole world started talking about this and it was a missing persons? Did you know that he was missing? Did people in the neighborhood think he was missing?
I didn't know he was missing. I really don't talk to a lot of people around here. Just talk to a few neighbors. But I didn't know he was missing because I had just moved back in 2021 when I learned of him. But you would see him and everything seemed pretty normal? Did he look like he was being held captive? Did he say who he was? Yes, he told me his name was Rudolph, but call him Dolph for short. And but every day that I saw him, he was never in a sober mind. It was always under the influence of something. There you go, Quanell. Exactly what Quanell was telling us. Brenda Paradise, private investigator, you worked this case. First of all, your reaction when you found out that seemingly this missing child you've been looking for was never missing?
There was a little bit of shock and all, but definitely not surprised. There were stories over the years that we had told law enforcement and urged the family to tell law enforcement that, hey, he's hiding right there with mom. There was even a news release several years back where HPD posted that there was allegations that he was staying at home with mom. They went and checked it out, and it was a false report. He wasn't there, and I think that's when the family seemed to lose hope that law enforcement wasn't going to do anything about this. Originally, when I had heard that he was in the hospital, my original response was, I'm not buying it because the mother has told stories the whole time, and there's been red flags the whole time. And before I ever would agree to do an interview, I wanted law enforcement to confirm that this really was him. Caitlin Becker, DailyMail.com. What have you learned? What are you hearing? What do we know about this mother?
We know a lot and a little about Janie Santana, Vinny, her history is checkered at best. She has multiple online Facebook and TikTok profiles. She appears to kind of be a catfish. None of her photos seem to be real. The ones that are somewhat real seem to be filtered to high heaven. She comments on her own posts. So that's kind of bizarre. She has a long history with different marriages. We found paperwork from one man who was trying to divorce her under the guise that their marriage wasn't legitimate because she was already married to one, possibly two, possibly three, possibly four other men.
Lord almighty. Ugh.
And on top of all of that,
men just so easy for a woman to get men, right? Men have like no kind of, it's just so like you don't gotta.
we also know that Janie Santana took home a little over $2,000 from a GoFundMe that had been earmarked to help find Rudy. And this was set up, I think, March 22nd, and he had gone missing in early March. So it had been set up after he had returned home, according to police. And the amount from that GoFundMe was set for $75,000. Ultimately, she only walked away with a little over $2,000, and GoFundMe did confirm that that money did go to Janie Santana, and she has since been banned from the platform.
All right, Quanell X.
Grizzy.
As you told us, the observations, we heard from Keisha, the neighbor, he never seemed sober. This, I mean, I'm trying to, again, understand why. Is it possible, Quanell, that police don't want to say anything because he's an alleged victim of sex abuse and they just don't want to come out and ID him that way, but they would still have to do the search warrant, right, to get the evidence?
I can appreciate their sensitivity in this case, and I can appreciate them if they're doing an adequate and thorough job. What I cannot appreciate is deviating from the actual facts of what was said in that meeting. When you go back to their press conference, the detective says, well, no sexual abuse was reported. The same reporter asks the detective, right next question, well, was there a sexual relationship between the mother and the son? They wouldn't answer the question if there was a sexual relation between the mother and the son. They chose not to answer it. They said, we treat all victims with privacy, etc. But yet, you won't admit that there was an incestuous relation between the mother and her son, but yet there's no sexual abuse. In my opinion, based on what I heard, was absolutely sexual abuse.
Keisha, you're in the neighborhood. Do you know the mom at all?
No, I don't know the mom. I've only met the mom like when she would call the phone or whatever and pass through to go to work. And that was it. Or she was calling Rudy about where her car was, but no, I didn't know her like that.
And what are folks saying in the neighborhood? I'm sure everyone's chatting about this a little bit. What are they saying? What did they know? What did they suspect? I mean, we profile missing children, on this program and other programs, and
standoff. Caesar's Palace live. SWAT standoff with armed hostages. Take over throwing items from Las Vegas hotel. What? Do we get a live feed?
For the child to not be missing, this is bizarre.
Keisha, you love me. Are you
There's
riding?
A lot of people that's speaking about that. Some of them say they know he was missing, but they choose not to identify themselves. Some say that that's her nephew.
The press conference.
But her nephew, I met them, so they say that wasn't them, and that was it.
Go ahead, Quanell. You had some info for us there.
Also, right after Rudy was found and the neighbors began to speak about Rudy never being missing, there was a call, 911 call placed that there was a break-in at the home. The mother had left the home with Rudy and was living in a hotel, was staying in a hotel because of all of the media publicity. Well, we later learned that the mother was offering money to certain neighbors in the neighborhood to break into the house and to retrieve certain items. So that 911 call about the burglary was something that the mother herself set in motion. And those individuals
Bruh, check this shit out. There's no live feeds, though. I would love to see a live feed of this. I was going to say after this stream, maybe we can go check that out. But so far, no live feed. Today is not the best here in Las Vegas. Around 9:30, someone barricaded themselves in a room on the 21st floor, punched out a window, and started throwing things out. It was on the side facing the pool area where our group was sitting, and our peaceful morning in the pool ended when hotel security started shouting for everyone to get inside. Several hours later, there's a noticeable police presence throughout the hotel, and the standoff continues until the afternoon without resolution. What? I mean, I could probably find a way to get this feed, maybe. Let's see. Well, let's find some Las Vegas news channels. Let's see. Check this out. Let's check it out. You thought you were having a bad day? Oh, hell no. Oh my God. Amazing. Wow.
Individuals came to the press conference on Sunday and spoke about the conversations on the phone she had with them and how much she offered them to break into the home.
Wow. Brenda Paradise, what do you understand about this mother? What do you know about her? This is beyond anything we've seen.
Over 700 cases, and this is definitely the most bizarre. We started seeing red flags when day one, when the mother, when Janie completed the family intake, she put the wrong date of birth. So if you notice there's discrepancies from the very beginning. Was he 17 or was he 18 when he went missing? He was, we learned later through HPD that he was actually 18 years old, not 17. The mother wrote the wrong date of birth on the intake when she submitted it. Not too long after that, we received a suicide letter that was allegedly written by Rudy, but there was always some question as to whether it was Rudy's. Rudy had always written in script the letter, the suicide letter.
By the way, happy birthday to Mo. Happy birthday, Mo. She's getting older today. Life's passing you by. Happy birthday.
That we found, which would have been after Mom had said that he went missing, but in retrospect, now looking back at it, if what Rudy told Quanell was true, we were given the suicide letter after he returned home, so he wouldn't have even been missing at that point when the suicide letter came into play. But the suicide letter was written in cursive, and we can't find anything that Rudy wrote was cursive. When we did the search, we found a wallet, an inhaler, and a backpack that Janie claimed that was Rudy's. And we later found out that none of these things were Rudy's. Over the years, in interviewing the family, Rudy's family, and even the friends that we have interviewed, they have claimed that Rudy doesn't have cancer. There was a GoFundMe account set up that we found that we turned into law enforcement in the very beginning, where Janie was collecting money for Rudy, who had cancer. There's never been any proof that Rudy's had cancer. And the friends and family all say that he didn't need an inhaler. He wasn't sick. What originally the term that was originally had come up was Munchausen's by proxy, which would explain a lot. Janie does show characteristics of Munchausen's by proxy with all of the things that were claimed over the years, but nothing has come to fruition with Rudy having cancer or Rudy having any of these ailments that Janie has claimed all along. It seems to be a money grab every step of the way. And with what Mr. Quanell X is saying, if that is true, and I don't believe that he would have any reason to make up this crazy of a story, I believe that he has Rudy's best interest at heart, but it appears that Rudy has classic symptoms of Stockholm syndrome. If he's afraid that, after all these years, if he's been held in captivity and he's afraid of his mom getting in trouble, it would explain a lot with this case.
It is really, it's incredibly tragic and sad for this young man. Okay, all our guests are staying with us. We're going to talk more because...
Okay. Boom, 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 boom.
Apparently never missing. Rudy, Keisha Ross, neighbor, Brenda Paradise, private investigator.
Keisha.
Doing there, is there any movement on this since the initial press conference?
You love me.
The status of the investigation is a question mark, but we do know that an investigation is underway, not only into the fake disappearance, what has gone on with Rudy in those 8 years, in addition to those, I would say, potential fraud instances with these GoFundMes and fundraisers. Those are all sort of wrapped up in the same overarching investigation. The last we've reported on, Rudy was with a relative, a family, some sort of relative or family friend, but maybe, Quanell could jump in with that, with where he is on that, because the story continuously changes. I mean, the police said that Rudy was with his mother by his own choice, and then within a day, we find out that Rudy's not with his mother, he's with someone else and kind of trying to lay low. So you almost don't know what to believe, even with our own reporting, because it seems like the right hand does not know what the left hand is doing.
Quanell, how about that? How is Rudy doing? Is he in a safe place?
Come on, Quizzy.
Rudy is doing okay. He is with a personal family friend. That family friend has given access to Rudy's extended family, his uncles, his aunts, his cousins. But at this time, it's really only one uncle and two aunts who have visited with Rudy because he's in such a fragile state. Rudy needs to be in a hospital. He needs to be seeing a psychiatrist, a psychotherapist, and he needs help for drug addiction. I believe he's a drug addict. Not by his own choice. I believe his mother did this to him to keep the shenanigan and the charade going and to keep him in a state of mind to where he was not able to do anything outside of her control. This young man needs a hospital. He needs a clinic. He needs therapists. He needs clinicians. The family loves him, but he needs to be in somewhere we can get some professional help.
Absolutely. And Quanell, one follow-up on Mom, something Caitlin said. Was she taking advantage of the fact that he was missing? Was she going on paid-for trips?
So we learned by speaking with two of the employees that work with her that she would fly out of Houston going to visit other parents of other missing children. And that she was getting them to pay her plane fare at a hotel stay in order for her to travel to those cities and meet with those other families under the guise of them networking together to try to find their missing children. Also, we learned that some of them at her company where she worked would put together a little money for her as a travel expense because she always said she had no money. This lady has played an entire charade, an absolute sham on all of those who know her and believe that Rudy was missing. Even the private investigator can speak to something more depth than what I can about a fundraiser that she was a part of and Rudy's mom's actions at that fundraiser.
Brenda, how about that?
There have been several fundraisers. Initially, we did a fundraiser at a little bar just to get the word out that Rudy was missing. I thought it was very strange. It was within just a couple of weeks after Rudy went missing, and it was at a little place in Houston, and Mom made t-shirts, and we thought it was weird that she had wings on Rudy as if he wasn't alive anymore, and she was selling these t-shirts. And she made a couple $1,000s at that fundraiser. We thought it was very odd that she showed up to that fundraiser late. She was over 2 hours late. She stayed less than 20 minutes.
And dipped out.
Long enough to end the fundraiser, grab the money and run. And she did not thank any of the people that were there donating or any of the people that donated their time. There have been a couple other fundraisers along the way. There was a time where she alleged that Rudy was in the hospital in California and that she needed money for her and her sister to fly in California to identify this boy who appeared to look like Rudy and see if it was actually Rudy or not. If law enforcement looks into Janie's Facebook page or seen any of the screenshots, this has been a money grab the entire way. Anytime Janie needs money, she reaches out to the public to get money. And, it's likely she's been getting it because she's played a lot of people over the years.
Absolutely. People have big hearts. There's a missing child. They want to do anything and everything they can. Keisha, anything happening?
At one point,
I just want to ask Keisha one question. Keisha, is there anything happening at the house tonight? Is there any activity there tonight, yesterday? Are people floating around there?
When I woke up this morning, she was there. She was there for a long time. She was in the home, in the Kia that they had been looking for. She's basically been coming over here. She would come over here in the nighttime, but then she got bold and started coming in the daytime. And I've been letting people know that she's been in the neighborhood, but I was informed by HPD that she could go into her home and we can record what we want, but we couldn't call them.
Wow. Brenda, we have about 30 seconds. Go ahead.
At one point, Janie was doing a fundraiser on Facebook to hire a private investigator because she had claimed that somebody called her from Tijuana, and they claimed that they had Rudy in a sex ring in Tijuana. So she was trying to gain money for private investigators. I've never been paid for any of the work that I've done for private investigations, so I thought it was very strange she was asking for money for private investigators. But it's been a money grab the entire way.
Yeah. Caitlin Becker, I'll give you the final word here. We have about 20 seconds. You know, you and I have covered a lot of stories. Have you ever seen or heard anything quite like this?
Yes.
I really haven't. You don't know up from down with this type of story. You don't know who to trust. And then the main player is Janie, and she is making the strangest moves every step of the way, beginning with just last week, even involving Quanell at all when she knew this child was never missing.
Yeah, and Quanell has a knack for getting to the truth. Big thank you, Quanell X. Thank you.
Quanell Quizzy. Okay, so now it's already 4:30 Central Time, which is 5:30 Eastern. So Grizzy, let me see. I've refreshed it a couple times. Let me take another look again. No, but she hasn't posted it yet. Keisha, do you love me? Are you riding? We could take a look. So we're waiting for that. We could take a look at some of this Las Vegas stuff, though. Honestly, when the Las Vegas thing, we could do a whole separate stream on that. That's kind of popping off right now. We got videos and stuff. Even though I really should probably take a break after this Quanell thing and get some things done because I'm supposed to talk to Tiny tonight. Tiny. Take a look at this. What's going on over here?
Situation at the Caesars downtown, Caesars Palace on the Strip. We do know that a man has taken a woman in hostage. Right now we have Fox 5's Danny Maston as well as Fox 5's Shauna Kalafi out there right now to give us the latest. But first, we're going to take it to Fox 5's Danny Maston with what police are saying. And Danny, what are you hearing?
And Kerika, this situation is ongoing right now. To give you an idea of where I'm at the corner of Jay Sarno and Frank Sinatra, where Metro just provided the media with some information about this incident, and this is what we know right now and what we have learned. Metro received info from security about a disturbance between a male and female. The disturbance ended up with the male forcibly pulling the female into a room, who is now being held hostage. Officers responded, and there was talks of weapons being involved, and is when the SWAT team was brought in.
Yeah. What the heck?
Team was brought in.
Oh, video don't play past that.
Broken. Male. It is unknown at this time if the woman is in a relationship with the man, and the floor where this is all taking place is on lockdown.
There were a few items when the glass was broken that were thrown into the pool area, and that might have been some of the mistaken reports of gunfire.
Now, traffic has not been affected on Las Vegas Boulevard. Metro officers and the SWAT team remains on scene here at Caesars Palace Hotel. As soon as we get more information on this incident, we will be sure to bring you those updates. For now, I'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, Danny, thank you so much. Now we're going to send it over to Shauna Kalafi, who's been speaking with witnesses who saw some of these events happen. And Shauna, what are you hearing?
Yeah, in Karika, we saw a lot of people coming out wearing swimsuits who were evacuated from the pool area a few hours ago. Now, we actually can see the room where this is all happening from our viewpoint. We've been here for about 2 hours now, and about an hour ago, we saw the man, the suspect inside of that room, pulling the curtain to the side. He seemed to be yelling out of the window. We could hear him all the way from here. We even saw him throwing an object out of the window. We're not sure exactly what it was. We did hear from witnesses who saw him earlier. They say that he threw a lamp, also a chair.
No. Oh, sorry, guys.
We've heard a trash can was also
he's
thrown
sticking
out
his
the
head out.
window, and a chair, a lamp. We did hear from witnesses who saw him earlier. They say that he threw a lamp, also a chair. We've heard a trash can was also thrown out the window.
Where the hell's the live feeds at? They had one live feed. My friend was telling that maybe they're not going to do streams because of the Vegas stuff that happened before.
And again, police are still in a standoff with this man.
I want to see the feed.
Has
They need to be
taken
lives
a
of
woman
this.
hostage inside of that room. We have video, as you can see, of objects being thrown from the window just about an hour ago. Police first responded here around 9:15 this morning.
It keeps pausing. This is odd. Ain't got no live feed of this shit. This is huge news. Well, I don't know. It's trending. Where's the local citizens?
This is John Bomarito.
No, don't start this bullshit before they claim the video. Man, today is weird, man, with this whole Rudy stuff. Let me get rid of this crap. Get rid of that crap.
Saw the man, the suspect inside of that room. Witnesses also thrown out of the window. And again, police are still in a standoff with this man. You can see it go. Police first responded here around 9:15 this morning, and the standoff still going out.
So they say he's holding somebody in there too?
Later. And we will continue to bring you updates as we learn
So it's a man and a woman. Yeah, you think he's tossing the shit out? He's going crazy?
more about this ongoing situation. We also heard that the Palace Tower, where this room is located, was not actually formally evacuated. According to the guests we talked to, they say that the elevators are just shut down right now for people trying to get back up to their rooms. When we checked in with them about an hour ago, they said there was no announcement or anything for the guests inside of this hotel, but for the ones in the Palace Tower, it's hard to avoid what's going on there. So updates still coming in from police, and we want to give you a soundbite now from those guests that we spoke to.
We were headed straight to the pool area, and then we noticed a whole big group of people coming out, and as soon as people started yelling, we noticed like, oh, something's happening. We ran straight up to our room because we have a perfect view of the pool, and as soon as we got up there, we saw him throwing stuff out of the window.
What did you see him throwing?
He threw a lampshade, a cushion, a piece of wood. Like, he was just going crazy.
And those guests also say that they heard a lot of commotion from their room, which was very close to the room where this is all happening. They also said they heard a loud sound that at the time they believed was a gunshot. We now know that police have confirmed no shots have been fired. But again, one man and one woman still in that room, the woman taken hostage.
Okay, this is a weird story in Vegas. We're waiting for this Quanell thing, which hasn't dropped yet, from Grizzy. I'm waiting because I wanted to go do something too. I wanted to go get a haircut before I do this thing with Tiny later, if it happens or everything goes good. Well, let's see what else I got going on. Where are you? Vegas. You see, there's a lot of the old live feed that we can see. That's from earlier.
Do you hear that yell?
That's what I was gonna say. I thought I heard like some yell. Ah! Yeah, it's 4:30 Texas time already.
I'm not feeling great about standing here, to be honest with you guys. How do you feel about it? I don't like it. He has the window open right now. Guys.
It's just odd to me that nobody's streaming this, like, out there publicly. Not one person?
He just closed the curtain, but he keeps opening it.
Respect his privacy. This is Las Vegas. Las Vegas, our 3 of 3. Come on, come on. Where's the video, Quanell?
We have video of it, so we can head just a little bit closer to the police car.
It's too hot to stream.
Yeah, just move a little bit closer to the police, and we have a video of this fight. Okay.
TMZ?
Let's go out of his sight line. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Let's go closer to the police.
Oh boy, they do have a good picture of him.
Yeah, but like if he's armed, he was opening it and obviously saw us. Sure. Yeah. Is there a spot where we can? No, it's okay. Let's not try that. If anything,
Yeah, that's the guy right there.
Want to move a little closer
Wow.
so we can see like the stuff, like right here. Oh, yeah, we can be in the shade. Let's just.
Grab me. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Bebkins. Janie's got a gun.
Oh my god, my heart was beating so fast for a second when the blind was open.
That boy, rage. What'd that woman do to him that he's tripping out like that? Damn. She gotta fix her hair up and shit. The shot. It's hot out there. Huh? Look at her.
Disturbance between a male and a female and tower floor. Hotel property. This disturbance ended up in
I'm gonna use the restroom real
pulling
quick
a
while we
female
wait.
into one of the rooms by force.
Janie's
Our
got
officers from Convention Center responded and contained the room. However, there was talk of weapons possibly being involved in this incident, so the SWAT team was responded out of precaution. The SWAT team is in control of the situation, which is isolated to that room in the tower, and there were initial reports that shots were fired in this incident. That is not true. There has been no shots fired as of this time. Also, traffic has not been affected on Las Vegas Boulevard or the surrounding area as a result of this incident. And I can take a few questions from you if there are any.
We have hotel guests saying that an item was thrown out of a hotel room into the pool area. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, there were a few items when the glass was broken that were thrown into the pool area, and that might have been some of the mistaken reports of gunfire.
You know what items were thrown out of the window?
Just chairs, things of that sort. There has been no weapons seen at this time in this event, and we don't know if there are weapons involved. It's out of precaution that the SWAT team responded.
Where is that female?
I'm sorry?
The female that you said he pulled into the room, where is she?
She is still in the room at this time. There are negotiators obviously talking to the subject, trying to get him out. The female has been heard from, and at this point is still okay.
Was there any other people inside the room at the time?
No, it was the single male and the single female.
Is she related to him at all, or just a random person?
We don't know. Thank you very much. Have a great day. The floor is locked out.
The floor is locked out. Okay. All right. Now the person the floor is locked out. All right. All right.
Okay. Lost a bunch of money gambling. What happened? Did they mute it? Okay, let me see. No video yet.
These videos right now.
Okay. Do you want my card right now?
No.
No?
I'm
Okay.
just gonna drop. I don't think we're editing.
We want Quanell. The response to Quanell.
Yeah, they
We're rolling?
recorded it. Yeah, and they already picked us up.
Beautiful.
I know, right?
How much
think I
more
turned it off.
catering can we want? Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Check my email. Somebody sent me an email, but we've watched this video already. I can play it over again, but we've watched this already.
Rudy Farias face to face today because
It's a good one. It was late night when we watched it.
he's been there at least a month.
It's from 2012.
Farias face to face today because he's in the hospital. He's been there at least a month ever since he blacked out at home, nearly scaring his mother to death.
Because I just lost a son, and when he hit the floor, all I could think was I can't lose another son. He's all I've got left.
We first met Rudy in February when he was trying to honor that other son, his older brother, Charles Uresti. He died in a motorcycle wreck. Charles was a Marine and more like a father
We need
than
part
a big
3.
brother to Rudy. The 14-year-old, who, by the way, has cancer, wanted to honor Charles with a motorcycle procession to his gravesite. That's when Westboro Baptist Church started bullying him and threatening to picket. Now, Rudy has cerebral spinal fluid leaking into his skull, putting pressure on his brain. He's undergone several operations and has a feeding tube.
He doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve any of this.
Now, the bank has foreclosed on the family's home.
No.
Rudy has written frantic emails from the hospital to try to stop it. To the bank, to the mayor,
That's
to
Janie.
anyone he thinks might help. If not stop the foreclosure, then let him recover mementos from his brother. Things like photos and the flag Marines gave him after his brother's funeral. Things his mother says are set to be auctioned off with the contents of the house.
And that's the only home he's ever known. But most important is his brother's things. He wants his brother's things. That's what he cherishes more than his own things.
I called the bank's lawyers to see if there was any way that could happen. He said he'd talk to the client and see what could be done. In the meantime, his mom wonders just how much longer Rudy's emotional strength will hold out. Strength that is keeping her going, too.
He's the one that tells me, Mommy, everything's going to be okay. He says everything's going to be okay. He says as long as we have each other.
Amazing. That's it, huh? Okay. Let's see if she do a little refresh. Nothing, bruh. Nothing. That's weird. Carlos S. Tech on YouTube is streaming. The situation. Isha, are you riding? Maybe they're waiting for us to get off before they post it. No video should be used by any other content creators or website without my consent. Anyone needing to please email me or contact Carlos Tech to get written permission to use anything. If you're not in violation of copyright laws as applied, I can and will have it taken down until further notice. Antennas on it. Oh shit! No way! Check this out. Check out what Uh-oh! This is completely unrelated. Check out what Mo sent me. Uh-oh! Shit has hit the fan. Oh, no. Oh, this girl. Oh, no. What they call it? They said News Daddy. I feel it's weird. I don't want to call this guy News Daddy. It's weird me calling it News Daddy, but... Oh, no. Enton's going in? Why? Let me show you before. Well, let's read it together. Fuck it, right? Let's read this shit together. Why would any YouTuber think it's appropriate to post autopsy photos of a brutally murdered 11-year-old and then charge money for people to see the photos? Imagine how little Gannon Stock's family feels. The prosecutor joins me live on News Nation. You guys want to watch with me tonight? Whoever has Discord, let's watch it on Discord tonight. YouTuber is someone named Zav Girl. She had a response to the situation posted this morning, but has now taken it down. I scream grabbed it, of course, this morning. Thanks to all who messaged me. Oh my gosh. I need a drink. I don't know why I said that. What does the drink have to do with anything? But Lord, that's so Well, that's true. Natasha Cooper too. Can I just you guys, let me just wash my hands real quick, guys. Sorry. 1 second. 1 second. Hell to the now. All right, I'm back. Oh man, I was eating a little bit of chicken off screen because I was kind of hungry. Okay. So I'm a little surprised that News Nation is jumping on this shit, bro. I can't do it on YouTube because it's in live television show. it's through YouTube TV, so I can't just start streaming YouTube TV stuff. It could be a problem. It could be copyright issues. So that's why I say people want to hang out on Discord. So you can't check out News Nation on cable TV or YouTube TV. Wow. Be True says Enton has been so rude to people. Has he? When? He's always seems like a very nice guy. I don't know. But what? Oh snap, Zav. Yep, there's others in that circle. I was mad he cut off a Greek driver. Really? It didn't seem like him. Zav girl. I thought, you know, I had a thought. I think it was yesterday morning. Twitch last time dinged me for something too. They gave me a strike on Twitch. I thought it was interesting that a lot of these Kylie Ronnie nut job, these crazy people that sold their soul because somebody showed up on their panel, a country star, or like because of these people got a super chat, they sold their any kind of, they never had integrity to begin with or any kind of morality, but they sold themselves out real quick. And she's one of them, Zav girl. And these are the people that entertained and trashed me off of these ridiculous, wild allegations, crackhead theories. And it's really interesting to see how some of these people have fallen from grace. Even some of these people that channels have been deleted. It's like at least two of them that I'm thinking of. One recent, one a while ago. All these people that have sold out pieces of shit on the internet. That's why I don't really like associating myself with too many people. If you kind of look about how these people have turned out over the course of time, since that moment of the Kylie Rodney case, isn't it interesting how you see how some of these people have fallen from their, I don't know if they ever had any grace, but how they've fallen. I thought about that this morning and I'm like, you know what? It's interesting that these people that were accusing me of being like a trafficker and shit, right? Some crazy wild shit. I don't know how they got this from a crackhead or alleged crackhead. I don't know. And they're just like, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. And so like entertain it, right? For like weeks and months. And to see how these people have fallen and some of the shit that's going on in these people's lives, right? That I just thought that's so interesting to me. And another thing that doesn't surprise me is that you notice that these people at that time with the Kylie Rodney case, they were hanging out in clusters. And it's because these people associate with each other. You know, birds of a feather flock together. These types of trash congregate with each other. So it doesn't surprise me. The News Nation thing surprised me a bit. I'm like, wow, because the prosecutor's going to join? Oh, shit. Oh, God. And I just, with that stuff, man, I stayed quiet. Oh, this is live. Well, there's no live feed of that, Eric. We were talking about the Vegas thing. I don't know. That's another trash person. I don't know why you're asking me about him. Another one that entertained the Dolly Vision. They entertain all the crazy shit. I don't give a fuck. And it was interesting too. The people that, not only the people that pushed all that crazy stuff, but also the people that are watching. Like, oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. So I don't know. It's really, really interesting to see. And I've been really, really quiet too, kind of about all that shit about over the weeks and months and all this stuff. To see how these people have, how nature runs its course. Oh, and tonight, if we do this News Nation thing, it's going to have to be at Discord members only. Because if we do public chat, it's going to be full. It is going to be full. So let me see. Brian Enton said, oh, and he said here also, Zavgirl, you can come on and apologize or give us your side of why you feel posting these photos was appropriate. I emailed you and we called you, which I can tell you, News Nation will email and call. They'll give you the opportunity. Because like Joseph Morris, when I did that video, they actually reached out to him and tried to get him on. The scene has been substantially altered from its condition. Okay, that's something else, I think. Wow. Wow. Proof of standoff sent you. We've talked about the standoff already. We know there's a standoff. That I don't know about. I've been wanting a live stream of the standoff. Apparently there's no live stream going on right now. There was a live stream earlier. Let me see if she posted I'm surprised. So tonight, let's do that, guys. YouTube members, let's go on Discord and let's watch that segment tonight. Hopefully I won't be too busy with Tiny. I don't know. I'll figure out what I can do with Tiny, but we'll squeeze that in tonight because I'm really curious to see that segment on News Nation. Grizzy hasn't posted it yet. She posted a picture of something else going on. So I think a lot of people are very anxious because the way this ended off, like right at the end, like check this shit out.
She never gave me anything other than just the bare necessities and a job.
It's over, Vegas school?
Slaving over to help her pay bills and
like
debts or whatever, or tickets and stuff, you know.
Without getting into specifics, I'm sure you've heard or seen what Quanell told the media last week.
About what in particular?
About things that he says that you told him in that hotel room last week.
That's where I left off at. I mean, it left us hanging like, damn, bro. That's a pretty big deal that they're gonna do that on Live Nation. I mean, News Nation. I wonder if they're gonna post it to their channel too, or is it gonna be part of just their TV broadcast? That's a pretty big deal, bro. Judgmental says, "Do you manage to read all the chats?" No, I can't. I just randomly try to pick chats and read them. Like when you tag my name at HANDCUFFS, let me show you. That actually highlights on my screen. So when you do at HANDCUFFS, I can actually see that. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. I mean, I don't know if it shows like that for you too, but on my right screen, like this will pop out. So like you highlighting my name sticks out over everybody else's thing. But yeah, no, I just try to read what I can, but it's not guaranteed. I think I probably interact more than most YouTubers with the chat. But Izzy, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, do you think Xavi is shitting her pants right now? Embarrassing as fuck. I mean, the other day somebody called. And by the way, guys, we're just hanging out until Grizzy posts this. Hopefully, post the video. She's probably maybe a little bit nervous. I saw that she did a YouTube response on her community thing and basically like doubled down and said that other people have posted the autopsy stuff, and I don't know. Now I see a bunch of you guys highlighting me. HANDCUFFS, that's about Gannon. Jews of all trades roasted the channels that did that. Really? That's a pretty big deal, though. I mean, I would be kind of like, damn, News Nation is making a video on me. I mean, because that's a cable TV. I mean, I don't know what their viewership is, but it's actually on TV, you know. So, like I said, I guess you could say karma. Like I don't really prey on people's downfall, but I'm definitely not shedding a tear for these people that are either their channels are terminated or demonetized after all the bullshit they've been pulling off, or things like this happen. Let's see what else from earlier. Mandy, thank you for the super chat earlier. Quan said Grizz was with him and heard the same. I did hear that. Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Sean Fennel, thank you for the super chat. This woman is sick. SMFH. Mandy, thank you for the super chat. Says, I need to see Quan's tapes. I know. I'm not sure now. Benjamin Hunter, he's a victim turned willing participant. Oh, Lord. Thanks for the super chat. Keith Feener, all power and love to the indigenous woman. Nurse Sandy, I'm sorry I didn't see this earlier. Thank you for the 19-month membership. Amazing. Very odd to me. Nothing adding up. And Chaos, thank you for the 21-month membership. Says, hey, Mel, I'm starting to feel like I'm tripping on mushrooms myself right now. Thanks for always keeping us updated. Thanks. Yeah, let's take out some of the crap, bro. This is like I really didn't think it was gonna get to this level. Oh Lord. So let me ask you this: if you're this YouTuber, right, that this happened, and I guess you did this stuff, do you go on and respond? Because I think when this thing first happened and it started getting attention, I just think sometimes you just got to take the L and, you know, apologize or whatever. But I guess she didn't do that. She doubled down. And now it's further proceeding where when he says the prosecutor, I'm assuming the family's prosecutor. Like the prosecutor did this for the case, I guess, right? Bruh. Why were these photos even made available to the public? I have seen multiple photos state that they have, multiple people state that they have seen the photos from a file purchase on the case for $400. It's gross that anyone out there can purchase these documents. I mean, it is, I guess, publicly available if you do a FOIA, and that's what you pay, I guess. Oh, and they tagging her ass too. Lord Almighty. Why didn't YouTube step in? Well, it wasn't on the YouTube platform. Right? It was on Patreon, I hear. But YouTube can. See, YouTube has policies or, policies or whatever, or rules with external links. And so if you have an external link that leads to, like, I don't know, let's say inappropriate stuff or pornographic stuff, and it's on your YouTube page, I don't know if she has that on her YouTube page or not, but they can ding you for that too. Probably takes a little bit more effort. And who knows? Maybe if this gets on News Nation and it gets more attention, who knows? Maybe YouTube will do something. I don't know. Because they're, whether you feel it's okay or not, however you feel about the photos, which I definitely think it was done in poor taste, but however you feel about it, a lot of these platforms do have rules, regulations, policies, whatever, that even if you can get something legally, it's against their rules. They had said that her Patreon was shut down too, so I don't know. B says, didn't she get called out for something else? I'm not sure. I never really liked the chick too much. Well, especially with the Kylie Rodney thing. That's where, you know. Karma will get him. I mean, I don't know. People make mistakes. People screw up. But I guess the double downing, you know, and keeping on with it. I didn't see it myself. I didn't watch it myself. Not interested in seeing this shit, but this is interesting. I wonder how this is going to go tonight. This is really interesting. I'm hoping they post it to their YouTube because I'm just really curious what the prosecutor is going to have to say about this. Oh, yeah, that's true. This chick was defending this girl. Wow. This is something else. Mystery girl with Missy. HANDCUFFS, is this the girl Cinema Gun was calling out? Yeah, Cinema was calling her out. And Glare also. And then there's other YouTubers, actually, that I guess smaller YouTubers, they've called her out. Or the situation, yeah. So, yeah. So Discord, we're gonna do it in the members area. I have to do it in the members area because the public's definitely gonna fill up. We usually do it in the public area, but there's a limit of 50 people, so it'll fill up before you know it. Let me check. Has Grizzy posted it yet or not yet? No, she hasn't posted part 3. it's been over 30. It's been over 40 minutes from when she said she was going to post it. So, I mean, we might have to catch it another time. Might have to just or might have to send people just to go over there, I guess, to see it after. I don't know. I can't do it on Twitch. Nah, it's just too risky. Everyone is calling this out except for a couple of YouTubers. Yeah. Yeah, Cinema was snapping. He was going off. He was going hard. It's just interesting. So yeah, tonight I'll come check it out for sure. They'll probably, I don't know if they will or not. Sometimes they post things to their YouTube page, sometimes they don't. But I'm definitely gonna watch it on YouTube TV. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be a hit for sure. That's a big L. That is rough. Oof. But I mean, they did a video on Morris. What's his name? Whatever Morris. I mean, I guess has he ever recovered? I don't even know if he posts videos anymore or not. She might just have to apologize and just keep it moving at this point. You know, I don't know. It would have been better if she just did it in the first place without all this shit going on, you know. The situation made me realize there's two kind of crime circus or curious, curious. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, Discord's a free app to download. Alrighty. Oh yeah, let me show this. This is exploring with Nug. Let's see what they say here.
When you find a missing person, why don't you show the bodies?
I'll give you 3 reasons off the top of my head. 1, it is against the guidelines of every social media platform out there. From YouTube to Facebook to Instagram to TikTok, you aren't allowed to post any kind of gory stuff like showing dead bodies. 2, I am not going to make a profit and make a living off of showing lost loved ones' dead bodies on the internet. That is crazy. Why would I even consider that? And number 3, which I think is the most important thing, what are you, some kind of psychopath? I'm not going to post dead bodies on the internet just for your pleasure. What kind of person do you think I am? I'm out here searching for missing people, trying to help families. I'm not out here trying to make a buck and make you happy so you can get your rocks off looking at skeletons and dead bodies. Why would you want to see an elderly lady's body inside a car anyways? Or why would you want to see the skeletal remains of 2 teenagers? That is crazy and morbid. And if you're watching this and you don't agree, move on to the next platform. There's plenty of dark places on the internet for you. It's not here.
I mean, that's the thing. That is like a pretty much a general rule across, I think, like you said, most social media. I mean, there's certain cases where things happen on live TV and stuff like that, you know? But, so, I mean, that was probably going to catch up with her, you know, obviously, like it did now. So, Grizzy hasn't posted it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're watching this, waiting for me to get off. Sorry, I'm speaking French. English may be weird. Okay. I wasn't sure. I was trying to understand it a little bit. So now that Rudy is denying what Quanell revealed to everyone, who do you believe? Doesn't Q have the right to release the alleged recording since now he's being labeled as a liar? I don't know. I'm more confused than ever, and I would think so too, right? Like if he has this proof, and now Rudy's saying it's not true, and police are saying it's not true, then at this point, can you just drop it or no? Wasn't Grizzy there as well with Quanell? and when Rudy allegedly spoke on the SA and others' abuse going on. So Grizzy Hood News, can you speak on this? Who's lying? This think now is the time to release this so-called recordings. I mean, if Rudy did say these things, he's backtracking. Is he still trying to protect his abuser? And Grizzy actually replied, and she says, all I know is Quanell has proof, and he has no reason to lie. Janie was in the room also afterwards, asking him, what did you do? What did you say? So, in other words, Grizzy can't confirm statements. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know. I think we should call this for now, though. We've been here 3 hours. And I guess, I don't know, she's not posting it for now. Maybe I bet you as soon as I get off, it goes up because that seems to happen sometimes. We're waiting for something, I get off and it goes up. But yeah, I'm just going to get off because we've been here 3 hours. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said earlier, I have, okay, so a couple things just so you guys know what's going on. First of all, make sure you follow Grizzy's page on Facebook. I have the link in the description. If you want to, like, because I'm gonna have to go do a couple things. So if you want to watch the videos that we watched and you want to see the actual video, you can go over there. Or if you want to see whenever the third part comes out, you can check it out. Go over there. I'm supposed to talk with Tiny, and I have to go through. I want to talk with her, and I have to go through pictures and whatever else. So we got a bit to go through. So that will probably be out tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I'm gonna work on that. And then tonight, so let me see. Tonight, the News Nation broadcast. Let me see real quick. So I will come on Discord. 9 p.m. Eastern. So 9 p.m. Eastern in 3 hours. We'll check it out. We'll do a little thing and check it out on Discord. If they post it to their YouTube page, I'll tweet it out and I'll share the links and all that stuff. You can watch News Nation. If you go to the newsnation.com website, they tell you how to watch. So those are the things that's going on, I guess, for tonight. And of course, if there's a chase, I'll jump on without notifications. The Discord thing, you should check out Discord because if I don't have any notifications, that's one of the ways you can get notifications is Discord. So if I'm out of notifications, Discord will still put out the notifications. So that's it. All right. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit the like button on the way out. Take care. Peace. Bye. And I need to reset the modem too. And thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much today for the super chats, the memberships. Really, really appreciate that. Maury, thank you so much. Kashida, Nicole, Mimuri. A man who sings spontaneously gold. I missed that earlier. Keyfiender. Princess Chicken, thank you for the 2-month membership. Please sing and cuss all you want. I'll see you guys. So check out Grizzy's page, I guess, whenever she drops the third one. All right. Peace. Bye. Bloop, bloop.